here, and I'm back with a very special video. What's going on, everybody? Been a while. It's been about 3 weeks. What has changed in 3 weeks? Oh boy. There's a lot to talk about, a lot to discuss, and yeah, lots of fun toys to take a look at and talk about and all that fun jazz. Let me just get him out of there. But I'll wait for some people to trickle in, then I'll just kind of start up. Don't be afraid to say hello in the chat. Hope everybody's doing well today. Enjoying this Thursday. It's about 60 degrees. Brent Richards, what's going on, buddy? It's about 60 degrees in South Carolina today. So it's a gorgeous day. In the Cacalax. In the old lax. That makes it sound like I'm saying laxative. So, yeah. Thank you, Brent. Appreciate that, buddy. Let me clear off my space here. It's been, like I said, I've literally not been in this room in about, I don't know, about a week or so. I've not even stepped foot in my toy room at all. Brenda, what's going on? Hello, everybody. Woodman, hello. Yes, it has been 10 years. It was actually 10 years last month, but there's a lot going on in my professional life, so I kind of got distracted for a couple weeks there. So I apologize for not uploading anything and not really having too much time. But yeah. I'll wait for some more people to pop in. Brenda, hello. Don't mind me if I have to clear my sinuses really quick. Let me see if I can mute really quick. There. Okay. Sorry, I had to clear my sinuses. I am just getting over a cold, man. I've had a rough 2 months, man. I got COVID last month, and then what was it? Now I've gotten this cold. It's just not been fun the last 2 months. And I get really bad allergies in the spring and summertime. Mostly usually spring and fall. Summertime I'm usually decently okay. But yeah. And having COVID was not fun for about 2 days. 3 days actually. But anyway, that was last month, so I'm over it. Thank you, Woodman. Appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for the congratulations and everything. I appreciate that very much. Yeah, it's the change in weather, too. That'll do it. Definitely. The cold thing just swept through your family, too? Yeah, it's not fun. Definitely not fun. I unfortunately got my girlfriend sick, so she's not... she's been bedridden for a day. I've been taking care of her, though. It's not like I was like, I'm really sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get you sick. I don't know how you got sick. You were downstairs most of the day. All right. So, all right, we got some people in here. I'll start to get started. I don't want to leave this hanging too long because then it's going to be like someone's going to be like, "Well, you didn't talk about anything and show anything for 10 minutes straight." So, all right. So, First, I think what I'll do is I'll start off with some recent pickups and stuff like that I've got. And by recent pickups, this is within the last month or so, something like that. So I picked up some stuff. I did get the rest of the wave of Super 7 Ninja Turtles. I haven't even unpackaged the other two, so I'll just bring in for this what was it? I think I pretty much only got Donnie out. Mondo. Oh no, I guess I do have mostly everybody, but here's Casey Jones. He is an amazing figure. I love this figure. And for some reason, I don't know why, but a lot of these Super 7 guys are dropping in price. I know some people were having quality control issues with Muckman's legs, so maybe there's some, like a quality control thing with this wave, but I haven't had any issues. Now, granted, I haven't had specifically Muckman out of package, so I don't know if it's just him, but I don't have any issues with Mondo or anybody else. So to represent the wave, I'll just have Casey out here. He is a great figure. I really, really, really have grown to like this figure quite a bit. It's that kind of scaled version that we've always wanted and asked for, like because all the vintage guys and girls are they're that short, stout. Dem Guts, what's going on, buddy? How you doing, Jossie? Um, they're that kind of the stout original look for them, but these are a great representation of just a larger figure. Now, if you're all into the if you already have the vintage figures, you could probably pass on these. These are definitely going for a little bit more of a premium price. So I get it if it's like not budget friendly, I would pass on him. But if you can spurge or splurge, I don't know, spurge. If you can splurge, I would definitely pick up Casey and the four turtles at least. I think they're really well done figures. Casey is a very, very good figure. And everything fits into his golf bag and everything. He's got his other, his other bats and stuff that are broken, his golf club, his other baseball bat, and he comes with this hockey stick. And he just looks fantastic. I really do love this figure. He's definitely high up there as far as new pickups go. So that's pretty much, what was it, Super 7. I don't think, I'm looking at other Super 7 stuff. And I already showed Mondo in the last stream. I remember that. I didn't show Donnie. I think I might do a full wave review on that wave because I think that's my favorite wave from this line so far. So I might do a full wave review on them. All in one video. Next up, I did get some... What do I want to do next? I picked up... I'll go with tall guys. We'll go with tall guys next. I did pick up recently, actually this week, it just shipped out, and these were supposed to ship out back in November, and then it got delayed. Actually, September, and then that initially got delayed. Oop, I'm dropping stuff. September got delayed, then it got pushed back to October, then November, then December, then it was literally every month it kept getting pushed back. And I finally just got them now in February. It is the Halo Spartan Collection Master Chief 2-pack with Halo Infinite, and then the Halo Combat Evolved version of Master Chief as well. I definitely have certain things to say. We all know pretty much my thoughts on this body mold, but this body mold is very, I'll say this, unique. Kind of a pain in the ass a little bit. There's certain things about, especially even the head articulation, that I just don't like. How he pretty much has zero neck, and you can't really move his head up or down, even though there is a hinge joint right there. His head is kind of frozen, and I've even tried to use heat on his neck, and it just still doesn't move. I feel like I'm going to snap the ball peg off. So it's a little weird, but I want to say that compared to other figures, he still has pretty good range of motion, except for that stupid neck, and articulation's okay. The guns, they still haven't fixed these guns. They're still very malleable and very rubbery. So this is very much a love-hate relationship with this toy line. There's certain things that I love what they do, and then there's other things that I can't stand that they do, like the hand situation. They still can't get the hand situation properly done. The guns, eesh, I wish they could do these guns better. But they do look good. They feel good in your hand. It's just, there's certain things about them that just frustrate the hell out of me. But it's a decently done enough set. I don't know. I think if it drops in price, I'd say snag it. For what it's going for now, which I think is around the $40 to $45 range, I would say if you pay 40 for it, that's 20 bucks a figure. That makes sense. If you pay over 40, I would say no, don't do that. But it is on GameStop right now, so you can check that out if you want to. You can go to the GameStop.com. I haven't seen any in the stores, at least locally. And we have a bunch of GameStops. I have 2 within less than a mile of each other. And I usually check both of those, and they're pretty good about stocking stuff pretty quick. It's actually one of the few stores where I saw the Black Series Brotherhood figure from Jedi Fallen Order, and I haven't seen any of those since. Like, I passed on it, and I was like, maybe I shouldn't have passed on it. Hey, Andy, what's going on, buddy? Well, I'm glad you got off work. Thank God. Yeah, I'm going to be on for a while. Don't worry about it. I'll probably be on by the time you get home. But yeah. Yeah, it's this guy. No, yeah, he definitely can't do. He's no. There's no jive turkeys here. This is pretty much all you're gonna get with range of motion with his head. It's this, and then there is a hinge there, but I mean this thing is locked. There's a hinge right there. Right there, you see it? But it will not move. And I'm not really putting that much pressure. I'm just trying to see if it'll even tilt up a hair. And it's just not. That was actually the torso popping off. The torso popped off before the neck moved. So I don't know. It's a little annoying. It's definitely a better representation than the re-edit version that came out that was like $140 or whatever. Yeah, not a big fan of that. So this is definitely the more budget friendly if you're looking for a Halo 1 Master Chief. Also, if you just wanted this Master Chief, you don't want this one, and you already have this guy, I would just search on eBay. I'm sure someone will break up the set and sell it separately. So, or they'll reissue this. All signs point to they'll probably end up reissuing this because this is a unique body mold to Halo 1, and I'll just show you kind of the torso and stuff. Let me get this hand out of the way. You can see the torso is much different from any of the other ones, so they did have to uniquely sculpt this guy. So I could definitely see them re-releasing this. So if you don't want to spend the money on the 2-pack and you don't feel like waiting for someone to break up the set, I would definitely just wait, and they'll probably re-release them. So there's that. This guy definitely has a different paint deco on him as far as that's concerned. He's got battle damage over here, on the chest, all over, pretty much everywhere. And he does come with an extra gun that I put on his back, just so it's out of the way. The leg holster things are unique in design and such. I know McFarlane did those the similar kind of peg system on the side, but I don't know. I just kind of wanted it not hanging off his leg. It looked a little weird. So there's that. Thanks, Zorpox. I appreciate it, bud. You're hoping to get 10 more? 10 more years out of me? We'll see where it goes, So that's pretty much all the Halo stuff I've got, and you've already seen this guy. So maybe when I do this 2-pack, I'll shoot that guy with this 2-pack, and we can just do it all in one and just kind of discuss it. I was hoping to get the whole wave, but this wave has been very scarce. Unless you're trying to track down Master Chief with the the grapnel launcher on his arm. That's a part of that wave. Uh, the rest of that wave, including even Enigma, I've only seen one Enigma in store, and that's it. So that's literally the one I have. I have not seen anybody else out of that wave. So, what else? Okay, so next up on the situation here, we'll do. I guess we'll go with Marvel Legends. This guy I got a few weeks ago. I got this around. I think I might actually have him. I got him around the Christmas time, and I just forgot I even got him. But I got a hand ninja. I would have had 2 hand ninjas now, but my dog decided to chew one of them up, which is just the first and only time that my German Shepherd has chewed anything up. And I already knew better because my girlfriend warned me, hey, sometimes she gets a scent from plastic and chews it. And she chewed the shit out of the first one, so I got another one. I actually got him on sale. I think it was around the Christmas time. He was like $17.99. So that's what I got him for. And the recent pickup, which is still under the $22.99, I told myself if I see a Marvel Legend and they're $25, I'm not buying them. And I'm sticking to my guns on that. So maybe this will be one of the last Marvel Legends you see on this channel. But I did pick up Shocker, the more traditional look for Shocker. I think this is a really good look. I'm probably going to use my trusty, dusty marker here, Gundam marker, and line him up because Hasbro was like, I guess, just too lazy, or they called in sick that day, and they were like, oh, we don't need to we don't need to do lines on him. No, we don't need that. We'll just have him look like a big piece of cheese, you know? So I'm going to have to do that because Hasbro's too lazy to do it themselves, and we'll actually make him look proper. Now, what I mean by all the line work is I'll grab High Evolutionary here, and I lined him up pretty damn well with the marker. I lined all of his face up. It looks 10,000 times better than the original version. And I mean significantly better. I lined up all of his arms and his legs, and it's just 10 billion times better. And you can actually see where I missed a spot here where the plastic used to look down there. See that little spot I missed, which I'm going to have to touch up on the leg? I'm still casting a shadow here. Right there, you can see right there the difference between the plastic and the line work. So everything in here has paint in between the lines here. It took a while, but I got it done. And he looks just so much better. Oh my God. Probably took me about an hour to get him all lined up like that, especially going in between these lines, which will probably take me maybe a lot less time because the lines are more predominant on him. But going over, just to warn you guys, going over the musculature was kind of a pain in the ass. And I got a feeling going over this musculature with straight lines is going to be a huge pain in the ass. And it's a little bit easier to get away with rubbage issues with him because you can kind of just blend it into the next crevice. But with him, he's yellow plastic, and I don't want that to stain. So I'm going to have to take my time with doing him. But I'll probably do a before and after photo and upload that to my Twitter, which I'm actually going to post a new Twitter on the next video I do. I started up a new Twitter with, I'm going to be posting a lot more photos on my Twitter, so I'm trying to get in with the whole Twitter thing, I guess. I guess I'm late to the game, but whatever, who cares? All right, let me get him out of here. Just kind of wanted to compare and contrast the two between paint applications. So there is he. I don't think I'm going to be doing reviews on either one of these guys. Maybe Shocker. I'll see how I feel in the future, but for now it's a meh. You know, Marvel Legend reviews. Dime a dozen. But Shocker is one of my favorite Marvel characters, though, as far as aesthetics and just the gooniness of him. Shocker and Scorpion, I think are my. Wait, let me think about this. I'm looking at my guys over here. Shocker, Scorpion. I'm trying to think who else. I'm missing someone. I think those are like my two favorite Spider-Man villains between the whole group. I guess you can make a case for Hydro Man. I don't know why, but I've always liked Hydro Man. Sandman's awesome too, but I don't know. There's something about morphing characters that I like. I've always been a huge fan. Like Clayface's, I think it might be my like between Ra's al Ghul and Clayface. Those might be my 1A, 1B as far as Batman villains go. And Black Mask. Sorry, I keep forgetting about my buddy Black Mask there. Maybe there's a 1C I can throw in there. You got that Casey in your pile of loot? Nice, man. I think you'll really like him. He's a really solid figure. You can use a Q-tip and light rubbing alcohol to clean up the lines. That's good. That's a good tip. Thank you. I've even seen 6-inch Halo figures in my area. Plenty of 4-inch. Yeah, there's plenty of 4-inch everywhere, which is good. I mean, I'm happy. Most of the 4-inch figures are getting distributed. Excuse me, can't talk. Distributed properly. That's good. There's definitely an abundance of them. Usually 4-inch figures get the shaft, and 6-inch figures are friggin' everywhere. But the 6 or 7 inchers, whatever you want to call them, they are not showing up as much, or if they are, they're only getting like one case per store. Because I have literally not seen that entire wave of wave 4 or 5. All right, so next up, I'm trying to look at how many of these characters I have and how many are going to take up space on the screen here. I just got, what was it, yesterday from Hasbro Pulse. I picked up the 2-pack. I'm not going to have the other one in here because I already have Kimberly in here, but I picked up the cat 2-pack, where she actually comes with a cat, which is pretty damn awesome. But now I'm working on my Zeo team. It's getting closer to being done. So here's Cat, and I think this is what people more remember Cat for, which would be Zeo Pink, as opposed to, you think of the Pink Ranger, you think of Kimberly. You don't think of Cat. At least that's what I think. I don't know if there's some Cat fans out there that are like, no, she's Pink Ranger too. And I'm like, nah, more Zeo. So I picked her up. She's pretty self-explanatory. There's nothing really bad about her. She definitely has decent range of motion. I wish her range of motion and her legs were a little bit, like you can get her legs closer together here. Just a bit closer. But you can definitely see the limitations even in the kicks. Like, what happened here? Do we not, like, could we get some drop downs? I feel like if one, like, how the classified series has drop downs, like, I feel like if one line should have drop downs, it should be the Lightning Collection. You need those drop down legs to be able to get that full extension. And I feel like some of these, like, that's full extension for her. That's kicking flat right there. I don't know. I feel like that could be better. And I know I could still use the ankle and manipulate it and have her kick. outward better, and obviously don't pay attention to the upper torso. I'm just focusing on the lower torso here, but I mean, that's still, whoa, Casey, sorry. Let me get him situated. Sorry. I knocked your hockey stick over, dude. But, yeah, this should be better than this. I mean, come on. What are we doing here? But, Cat Attack here, Catatonic here, she is, halfway decent. I just wish her range of motion, her legs was better, to be honest with you. So that's it for pretty much, I want to say, the Lightning Collection. I did pick up the pink Ranger from In Space and the blue Ranger from In Space, so I do have them. I'm probably going to pass on the blue Ranger with the glider, to be honest with you, since I already got the two pack with the silver Psycho. So I picked up him too. Who else? I'm trying to think. Did I pick up? I haven't picked up iGuy or any of the other guys yet. I don't know. I'm still on the fence if I'm going to pick those up. But starting to ponder about room and such, you know. So there's that. All right. So next up, morphing characters. You are a huge Power Rangers fan? Yeah, I like Power Rangers. I was trying to get in when Zorpox, I was trying to get in with you and Strident when you guys did that whole podcast about Power Rangers and stuff. I was like, dude, why didn't you? I was telling Strident, I was like, why didn't you friggin' tell me? You know I like Power Rangers. But it was not foreseen in the future for me. I'm trying to think what else I got. I got a couple Mezcos. Nothing too crazy. These were pre-ordered. One was on a wait list, and I didn't even know it dropped until it just showed up in my house today. I was like, what the hell? I guarantee a lot of people aren't going to like this pickup, but I dig him. I don't care. I think he's unique. He's cool. He's got good articulation. You can get him into a bunch of different poses and stuff, and I don't know. He just reminds me of the damn gorillas so much that I had to pick him up. It's Vapor from the Rumble Society. I don't know why. I really dig this guy. He's just really fun to pose. He looks funky. He's just unique looking. I'm not feeling the flocked head though. That's not going to age well. It's not. And once the flocked head starts peeling and falling off, like it's just going to make the head, it's going to ruin the head. So thank God he comes with multiple heads, but yeah, this guy's a lot of fun. He's simple. I don't know, he's kind of like a little mascot or something. I don't know, something like that. Like you could just have him kind of chilling in the background, hanging out, something. There's a lot of little fun things you could do, especially if you're into photo photography with him, that you could get away with. I don't know. He's just something about him that made him unique, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna have to pick him up. And I know he's based off of an old toy line from, what was it? Excuse me, Mezco's earlier days. So it makes sense for the release. This is definitely a very niche pickup. You're gonna have to really want to spend the money to get this guy, and I don't know if everyone's gonna want to do that. He was about 100 and I think he was like $112 or something like that. So but I was on a wait list. I actually wasn't expecting to get him. I was like, no, none of these wait list things have ever worked for me. And then he just showed up at my door one day. I was like, oh shit. Okay, I guess that happened. And I actually thought when I got charged this, I was being charged for Nemo. And I forgot that when I got Nemo, they had already charged me. So boy, oh boy, I need to pay attention. But yeah, somebody guessed Nemo, and they were correct because, let me just slide him over here. I'll take the spotlight off of him. We'll put him over here. All right. Brenda, I got something to say about that, the Batman stuff. Don't worry, I'm going to get to it. He does come with a lot of stuff. He comes with a gang of stuff. A bunch of spray bottles. He comes with a really cool, like, what you call it? Oh my god, what's wrong with me? Like old school lunchbox. And so does Nemo, which is really awesome too. So I dig that. But I did get Finding Nemo. No, I'm just kidding. Uh, he is really well done. And I mean, holy cow, the detail on him. The detail, wow. This is a much better release than the Conan release. I'm just going to say that right off the bat. This is well polished, well done, well thought out. I mean, damn. Mezco still needs to work out a way to be able to put holsters in different places and different areas so the character can hold everything. They still haven't mastered that yet, and it's really not that hard of an issue to master. He's got a bunch of different stuff that I want to put on the back of his belt. Like you can put the compass on the back of his belt. You can put the you should be able to put the what was it? The what's wrong with me? The microscope or not microscope. What's wrong with me? Telescope on his back. It even comes with a telescope holder and all that stuff. So you should be able to put that stuff on him. That's my one gripe with this guy is that he can't hold everything. He can hold like what you want to, and you kind of have to interchange and choose what you want. So if you don't want him with the pistol, you take the pistol holder off, and you could put the magnifying glass, or not magnifying glass. What's wrong with me? The compass or whatever on his back. So, but he is really well done. This is shit. I mean, he comes with even more stuff than he does, and comes kind of in that same kind of lunchbox tin. He comes with an extra head, a harpoon hand that's interchangeable, alternate hands and stuff like that. Just so much cool stuff. It's so much cool stuff. So I find that once you take money away from one line, you can enter it into another line. So I stopped buying Marvel Legends. More money can go into a more premium figure pickup. So it makes more sense that way, with extra funds for toys and stuff like that. But that is Nemo. He is, man. It might take me a minute to get to his review because there's a lot of other reviews that are ahead of him and Vapor and stuff like that. But those are reviews I do intend to do. Like I still haven't uploaded my Action Force stuff. So, next up, I did pick up some G.I. Joes. So I will get to that next. We'll move Nemo over here because he just got the spotlight. So now he's got to share the wealth. We'll move him over here. And we'll move him over here. There we go. Casey, scoot back a little bit more for me, bud. And you can move back too, sir. Anybody going to check out that Halo series? I have very lowered expectations for the series. But I thought I'd ask you guys if you're interested in, if you're even going to check it out. I'm still waiting on Nemo. I pre-ordered him. I pre-ordered the Nemo sidekicks on Mezco too. Yeah, I picked up some of the sidekicks too. I think it's like 2 that you get, and they have 3 interchangeable heads. I wish they would have just done 3. It's like, why wouldn't you just do 3, man, if you're going to put 3 different heads in there? Okay, sorry, I had to mute you for a second. I had to clear my sinuses again. And whenever I clear my sinuses, it sounds like a damn trumpet's going off. So, I was trying to spare all of your ears. Am I going to do any Am I going to do any reviews of any Batman figures? Yes, I will. I do have an intent to do that. I am really pumped for the new movie coming out. I know maybe that's more of a non-popular. I know there's a lot of backlash about some of the the newer trailers, but I don't base a movie off a trailer. Um, I base a movie off of what I think and what I see as far as a final product. But from what I've seen as far as trailers, I think it looks pretty good, and I'm interested to see what the story is going to actually be about. Um, so next up, Joe's. All right. So I picked up two Joes. I saw them in the store. I told myself if I saw these two in the store that I would pick them up, and I did. I don't know how many more of these I'm going to get, but there's the bat. I picked up the bat, El Bato, not Batman, but the bat. I found the 4-inch Batmobile car. It's pretty nice. Yeah, I saw one yesterday. I saw a couple yesterday actually in was that was that Target? Yeah, it was in Target. And they were stocked up on Batman stuff, man. They were really in gear for this Batman movie. But speaking on the bat, because I'm going to bring in some other figures of the Batman variety in a little bit. Um, this bat is he's pretty. I mean, I gotta be honest. He's pretty cool. I'm kind of over this look though, the traditional bat look. There's been some evolution in the bat's design throughout the years, and I kind of I get maybe the first release they'll go with the traditional look, kind of modernize them a little bit too, which they did a little bit. But I would like to see a fully blown new character design for the bats. Make them look more menacing, more scary. They need to look like Terminators for God's sake. Like this is scary, don't get me wrong, but I need to see more out of that. Seeing the bats being released gets me a little bit more hopeful that we'll get an Overkill, which is another one of my favorite characters from GI Joe. Between Shadow Tracker, Overkill, the Saw Viper, um, who else am I thinking of here? I'm trying to look at my collection here. Guillotine. I don't know if we'll ever get a guillotine. I doubt it, but um, Crank would be awesome, but I really doubt we'll ever get him. I think we might get a what we'll call it, Dark Lawn. But those are some of my favorite characters from the Cobra side. Um, but yeah, this bat pretty cool. I like the interchangeability and everything. You can take this chest piece off and stuff and interchange it with other stuff. Some people were selling the custom clear centerpiece. I don't mind this cover piece. I think it makes sense because why would you want the enemy to see the inside? It's like, hey, shoot here, and they'll explode immediately. So I think having this cover piece block it makes sense. At least it could take some damage. So I don't know. I'm more of an advocate for this upgrade and update as opposed to having this off and having a clear piece there. Yeah, it just makes more sense. It's cool to see the inner workings, and you could always have this off if it's damaged. Have someone like pry it off in like a scene or something like that, and then you can have the inner workings there. Um, I don't know, but having this exposed, I've never been a big fan of that look, that exposed look for the chest. I think it just makes more sense to have that covered, but maybe that's just me. I don't know how many more of these I'm going to get. Like I said, I thought I would just, if I saw one in store, I'd grab one. Um, Maybe my goal would be to get maybe just like three more. Four is good enough for a little crew and call it a day. There's some people that are buying like 50 of these guys, and I'm like, yeah, that's a bit much, man. You need to go sit down somewhere and calm down. Sorry, I gotta clear my sinuses one more time. Okay, quick and easy and painless. Next guy I picked up is, yep, it's the Alley Viper. I think this is actually a pretty quality figure. I wish the orange paint was dumbed down a little bit more. I mean, if you're going to give us that vintage feel with a modern look, I prefer if you kind of dulled this down. It's a bit too vibrant for me. It's a bit too 90s for me. And I don't know. It's just I don't know. I think my eyes have just gotten so used to the Pursuit of Cobra version with the gray and the red and the black. And I think that color scheme wise, it makes more sense for this character that when I see this and I'm just like, yikes, this is a bit much. It's just a bit much. But it's the figure itself is pretty good. Um like I said, I don't know if I'm going to be doing reviews on these guys. I don't really do too many classifieds reviews. I did Spirit because he's a special character to me, and I adore that fucking character. So I don't know if I'm going to be doing a review on him. But he does come with a gang of stuff. He comes with this rifle as well. It's pretty cool. You can take the ammo magazine out. Everything is pretty much storable on him except for this rifle, which you could maybe like attach right here or something like that. Excuse me. So you could get away with doing this, I suppose, if you really wanted to. And now he's got literally everything. I'm not a big fan of this situation right here. I think this is nonsense that you would put a knife holster on his damn forearm, which I feel like, just imagine if you had a knife holster on your forearm, how much that would just get in the way all of the time when you're trying to maneuver, move around. This makes sense. This is just overkill. I might end up taking this off because it just gets in the damn way all the time, even on just the figure. But I'm just not a big fan of this situation. It just looks redundant and just. And I don't even care if there's people in real life that do it. I just think it's just stupid. It's just a dumb placement for a knife holster. If you were to punch someone, the freaking butt of the knife would just jam into their head. I mean, maybe that's the point, but I just don't like it. They tried to follow the design too closely with that knife. Yeah, just not. I just think it's just unnecessary. So, and the shield keeps popping off, by the way. I could glue it, but then it's kind of stuck in one position, which is fine. But I like to have the ability to do this or this, so and it keeps popping off. So that's kind of annoying. Certain things about it, like I like this targeting system right here. That's pretty cool. I've always told myself with this shield down that they would be able to see some sort of targeting system like this while that helmet is down. It just makes sense. I know a lot of people will give this character design crap for that. Oh, how is he supposed to see anything with the blast shield down? Blah, blah, blah. All that fun jazz. But obviously he's going to be able to see. It's got to be some sort of digital display in his helmet. He wouldn't just put this down and just be blind and firing at nothing, you know? So, personally, I think it makes sense. And it could also be used as armor as well. So, but I think they're both solid figures. They come with a bunch of stuff. They come with this backpack with the removable grapple rifle, which is cool. Some of the details need to be more fleshed out in these figures, like the backpacks. He's got a whole wheel of rope right here, or climbing material right there. He's got grenades there. Like, all of these details could be flushed out, and they're just kind of stuck in the black plastic, you know? So it'd be nice if they spent a little bit more time and effort on some of these details on these figures, because once you do bring out, even if you just throw in some black on the dots for some of the buttons and stuff, like that does go a long way to help these figures bring out their detail. So there's that. And I'm going to set him over here. I'm going to scooch Nemo over there. Get him out of the way. Brush a small dab of crazy glue on the knob. Let it dry on the shield. Wait. Sorry. Brush a small dab of crazy glue on the knob. Let it dry, then put the shield on it. Should make it tight. Yeah, I know. I think I'm just more so just pointing it out, but I appreciate that, Jossie. So, oh my God, my sinuses are so bad today. So that's pretty much it for the classified stuff. Just those two guys there, and I'm going to set him over here. There we go, and I'll move him so you can still see him right there. There we go. Next up, we've got some pretty cool stuff. I was actually talking to Strident about this the other day, and I was talking to Dem Guts about this. I picked up, finally, I actually saw this guy in store 2 days ago, and I had to pick up Savage He-Man. He is just a fantastic looking figure. Very unique paint applications too. He's kind of got like dirt and grime on him and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. I like it. Him and Orko is right here, so that it's pretty cool to have this 2-pack here. Oops, I'm bumping into stuff. I like the big battle axe he comes with and the spear. I think it looks really, really good. Very nicely done. It makes perfect sense for the character. And it's nice to actually be able to pick him up because the Motu Classics version, which I've wanted for a very long time, is going for upwards of almost $100 now. And I'm just like, it's just not worth it. So I picked him up, and I had to pick up my main man. Sorry. My main man, let me get all the... He's got a little bit of dog hair on him. My main man, Fisto. Love this figure. I'm so happy to finally have a Fisto. Between him and the vintage collection version, or classic version, not classics version, because that's like a $300 figure. But the vintage one I already did a review of. I love it. He is really well done. And just to kind of gauge how he will sit with your Motu Classics, he actually sits quite well. I mean, there's a Motu Classic right there. He's kind of bent a little bit, but you get him into a straight stance, and man, they fit in pretty well, man. So these guys can totally fit in with your Classics if you want to. If you want to kind of like merge them, or if you want to have, how kind of Classics had that all one body type situation. I'm sure there's other people that had different body types. So you could go with, Fisto's a little bit leaner, just a little bit. I mean, but you still look at the arms and they're pretty damn close. They're just different definition, So I think this could fit. And he's the right height. He's shorter than He-Man. He's shorter than Savage He-Man too. Let me bring in regular He-Man here. We'll take a look. But yeah, let me get Vicor out of the way real quick. There we go. And he is shorter than He-Man, which is pretty cool. I like the variety there. I quite like that a bit. And even with the reusage, I'm okay with it. I'm actually okay with this reusage. Different paint decos, different skin tones entirely. Like, he has a much more natural skin tone where he's like he's been spray tanning for quite a bit, He-Man. But Yeah, Savage He-Man, I think, is actually taller. Let me get him out of here. Savage He-Man is a giant dude. Like, look at this. He might be around the same height, maybe. Maybe I'm going crazy here. I thought he was taller. He's just I think he's a hair taller. He's got to be. I think he's just like a little bit taller than regular He-Man, but he's a pretty tall dude, the Savage He-Man. So, but I like it. I actually like that they changed the origin of Savage He-Man too, and just made him his own character, which I think is pretty dope. Pretty damn dope. And I'm hoping we get an Eldor, and we'll get a bunch of other cool characters. But I thought I would just throw that in there just to kind of display how these do fit in. I think they fit in good. I'm so pleased because I can actually put them with them now, and it's fantastic. I'm so pleased about that. It's definitely spray tanned. I agree. Point Break. Surfs Up He-Man. I agree. Yeah, Fisto does have a nice face. He's a really good. And the other cool thing about Fisto is that he actually comes like this fist. It's like almost like a die-cast metal. So, you know, it's an actual die-cast metal fist, which I don't know if the Classics version did that too, but this version did it, and it's a $20 figure. How can you beat that? You can't. And he looks unique. He looks fantastic. He looks the part. He comes with the right sword and everything. Like, it just looks great. The armor's removable. I would definitely. This is high up on my list. This damn Fisto. I'm really, really pleased with him. He's really good. All right, I'm trying to try and fit everybody in there. You can kind of see his head right there, and you can kind of see her head. We'll have to put him over here. All right, so, and you know what? I'm trying to think what to do here because I got a few other figures coming in here. I might have to back some people up. Might have to back that ass up. There we go. We'll just put him over here somewhere. I don't know where he's going to go. There, and there you go. You can kind of see the hand ninja a little bit. And then we'll get... Oh, he keeps knocking poor cat over. All right, we'll switch his stance. There we go. To this. Cat, get off the ground, please. It's just embarrassing at this point. All right, so I've got 2 more toy lines to show as far as what I've picked up. The next one, I've been kind of trying to nip some of this in the bud because I haven't been interested in the toy line for a little bit. And I guess it kind of creeped back up on me. So, and there were some good deals recently with some of these. I did realize, and I'm going to discuss it, don't worry, that all of Hasbro... See, now, initially I thought only Marvel Legends were going to be raised in price to $25. But no, all Hasbro products are being raised to $25. So that is a major issue. That is a major issue. With us still getting the same product, it's tough to... Well, with Marvel Legends, it's an easy decision because these figures literally... All of the comic book ones, except for maybe like a handful or maybe about half a dozen of them, have new tooling and new sculpting and stuff like that. Not including the heads. I'm talking about the bodies. Most of these are just repaints. A lot of them are usually just repaints. A couple little tweaks here and there, but there's not really anything in Marvel Legends that really differentiates too much from some other of the bodies. So that's why that decision was made with Marvel Legends. So, excuse me. Especially look at that new X-Men wave. Like, I'll wait for discount prices if I'm going to pick that up because I do want Bone Crusher. But I can't. I'm not spending $25 on those. That's just not feasible. It just doesn't make sense. Now, the Black Series. Pick this guy up. He was actually on sale at GameStop in store for $17. So they dropped his price. They had an abundance of him. They had like 10 of these guys. He's from Jedi Fallen Order. He's the Flame Trooper. And speaking of Flame Troopers, you bring one in, you got to bring the other guy in. This is from the Mandalorian Season 2. Or Season 1, I'm sorry. End of Season 1. Sorry. I have to clear my sinuses one more time, I promise. Hopefully this is the last time I have to do this. Okay, sorry about that. Yet again. Orko is nice too. I remember my vintage one with the pull cord. Oh yeah, those were fun. Um, if you find Cyclops, you won't be disappointed. He's a great figure as well. Cyclops. Which Cyclops? Which Cyclops are you referring to, Woodman? But I picked up these two. He was actually in store, and so was he. So I picked them both up all in one fell swoop. Both were on sale. He was actually on sale only for 19. He was 17, and I had $10 off. So I actually got a pretty good deal on both of those. Um, these no wait, what was the oh crap? I forgot to bring up a couple figures. So I'm gonna have to go downstairs and grab a couple of figures, but I'll I'm gonna bring them up anyway. So next one I got was, and this guy was actually on sale on their website. So there's a bunch of Black Series stuff on sale, and I'm like, score. Now originally I was gonna pass on this guy because he is just a repaint of Dagobah Luke. He's just black. Um, while the upper torso is kind of accurate to heir to the throne or heir to the Empire. Um, oh, Triclops. Oh, okay, gotcha, Woodman. Gotcha. Yeah, I haven't seen Triclops in store. So I don't know if I'm ever going to see him. I know Stridon picked him up and he was like, "This guy's amazing." So I'd like to get him, but if I see him in store, I'll probably snag one. I'm not going to go out of my way and go crazy about it though if I don't have him. But he does look really cool though. If they ever make a Manny Faces, sign me up for that guy. I know Stinkor and Spikor are out there floating around. I do have Man at Arms, which that is he is right here. I actually haven't had a chance to open him because I was going to do a review on him, um, but anyway, back to Luke here. This is Heir to the Empire storyline. I'm going to try and find him a Luke belt to go here because he just looks so bare bones. Uh, I don't know. I don't mind the boot. I guess I would preferred his um what we call it his Jedi black boots because that's pretty much what he uses. They kind of just shined up his Dagobah boots, like no one would notice that shit. Um, and he actually did come with his little friend, which I gave to Thrawn, and it fits so well. So Thrawn does have his little guy now, his little guy, which pretty pleased about that. Um, and as far as any of these other guys go, which I'm gonna have to grab that last figure and two other figures downstairs, so you have to bear with me a little bit, but we'll get through this together, I promise. Next guy I picked up was Kirkanos. Now, with that being said, I actually made a custom Kirkanos years ago. And I'm going to try and do a little comparison. I just got to make some room here. Got to shift you over, buddy. I know. I know. Oh, I know. Life is rough. Life is so rough. So Kirkanos, he's kind of a mixed bag of emotions for me. I am a huge fan of the Crimson Empire storyline. It's like one of my favorites from Dark Horse. And they kind of did my man dirty here a little bit. Because, yes, they actually got the visor right, which he does not have a black visor. He has kind of this like clear visor. It's kind of like a lighter, where Connor Jax had the more of a black visor. So they got that semi right, but they should have given us the alternate head with the alternate helmet that Kirkanos would wear. I feel like they really kind of dropped the ball on that. I actually like this cape quite a bit. It's pretty cool. The cape looks very well done, and usually they kind of muff the capes and stuff like that. But this one feels actually pretty high quality and thick. So they did a good job with the cape, but they should have given us the alternate, like Connor Jack's head and Connor Jack's helmeted head, stuff like that. Like instead of giving us this helmet, they didn't have to give us this. I feel like this was a little bit lazy for especially a Kirkanos release. I'm glad we finally got his weapon of choice, but it would have been nicer if we would have got the alternate heads. I think I would have just really preferred that over getting this helmet at all. I know he does wear this helmet for a little bit, but he does kind of go back to that the training helmet, I think. The paint apps are pretty decent on him. They are kind of accurate, and they do continue throughout the body and stuff like that. Now I'm going to compare him with my custom, and there's certain things about each that I like, so I might end up Frankensteining him a little bit. I might swap the head, and I might swap the what we call it, the legs. No, I might keep the legs where I have them. I might swap just the head and the cape and the staff. Now, this is my custom right here. Obviously, you can see it's different. I painted the arms black. I gave him different arms from a tank trooper. Sorry, a tank trooper that has armor, because he's supposed to have armor on his hands. And I gave this from the archived tank trooper. Or not archived tank trooper. There's the tank trooper, the exclusive. And then I painted his legs. You can see where the paint marks are from when I differentiated. So I should probably go back and actually, I think I did paint this whole thing, because I think the original. But anyway, I digress. The rest of him does look pretty similar. Obviously, this is a custom cape that I gave him that I actually made from the original cape that he came with. I just kind of cut it and trimmed it up. And then these blades are actually from Hit Girl, from the NECA Hit Girl figure. So I might give Hit Girl her staff back, and I'll give him this and kind of Frankenstein them. Like I said, I'll pop this head off, take the cape off, swap it, and I think that'll be the ultimate version of Kirkanos there. If they ever come out with the alternate head, that would be fantastic. I'd be able to swap the heads then and do that. But I don't know. This might be the only release we ever get for Kirkanos. I can't see them doing that unless they come out with some sort of, I don't know, maybe he's on a show, or maybe they end up doing that story. Maybe they end up doing the trilogy for it. I don't know. I think a lot of people want to see Heir to the Throne, or I keep saying Heir to the Throne, Heir to the Empire, as far as a trilogy would be next, but who knows? Then you would have to have Luke back, so I don't know, but maybe they won't do that. But regardless, Terry, what's going on, buddy? Hello, hello, hello. But that's pretty much what I got from Black Series. And like I said, there's definitely differences here. I went more so off of his comic book look. far as that's concerned. And if you're not familiar with what helmet I'm talking about, this is the helmet that I'm talking about. You can see glaringly that this helmet is the one that he should have come with, as opposed to the one that we got. You can see he's got armor on his arms. In some panels, his arms are black. In other panels, in other looks, he's got all red arms. So I guess it kind of depends on what artwork you're going off of for what version that you like the most. But this is the helmet that I loved the most, and I think it makes more sense, especially for articulation standpoint. You'll be able to move that head. You can't really move his head past what he's doing right now, which is essentially looking straight. So that's the thing that kind of sucks about that. So that's just something I wanted to point out. Now, the other ones, I'm going to have to run downstairs really quick, and I do apologize for leaving you guys kind of dead-aired here, but at least you have something to stare at while I run my ass to hell downstairs and grab that stuff. But yeah, we'll just, we'll kind of scoot him back over here, and we'll scoot him on over here, and now everybody's in the shot for the most part. I think you can pretty much see everybody here. But I will be right back, I promise you. Sorry about that. Sorry, Charlie. All right, I am back. Back with a vengeance. Back with a vengeance. All right, so I have 3 more figures. 2 that I just got so recently, I haven't even taken out a package, but I'm going to open them here. So we'll do that. And another one I'm going to open up right now, too. So, I'm going to have to scoot you, sir. I'm going to have to scoot some of you guys out of the way. Right. Scoot Luke over there. Scoot him over here. Scoot you back over here. And you over yonder. All right, so I picked up the Darth Maul. Let me back him up here. There it is. It's the 50th Lucasfilm Anniversary Sith Apprentice look. And here's the artwork on the side. Looks really good. Very pleased about the packaging, but, you know, packaging is only good for one thing, and that's being recycled. I'm just kidding. But I like how it's got the little timeline here, pretty much telling you everything. I don't know what these 3 movies are. Have you ever heard of these? Episodes 7, 8, and 9. I've never heard of those movies before. I don't know what those movies are. Have you ever seen them? Are they any good? I don't know. But I only know 1971 through about 2000 and... See, I know what Rogue One is, and I know what Solo is. I know what Rebels is. I know what Clone Wars are. I know what Episode 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6 are. But I don't know 7, 8, 9. I'm just... I've never heard of it. Anyway, moving on. we're just going to open this up, and you get some really good artwork. I like it quite a bit. It does give a very small discussion on his look and who he is as a character. But this is pretty cool. It's shirtless Maul. It's, training Maul. Hopefully we get, I would love a solo Maul. I would love, which I actually got the Hot Toys figure of. That's how much I actually really dug that version of him. I'd like the solo Maul, and I would like the Clone Wars final season Maul, and even just the Clone Wars Maul. Now, if we got a deluxe figure of Maul in the friggin' spider legs, holy sheep shit on a shingle, I would crap my pants. But there's wishful thinking. It probably won't happen, but wishful thinking. Anyway, it says over here, Darth Sidious, apprentice and enforcer Darth Maul has cut his way through the ranks of the galactic crime syndicate Black Sun to take the pinnacle of their organization. That is really not having anything to do with his Sith apprentice look. That has to do with stuff that happened during the Clone Wars. So, yeah. Great job there, Hasbro. Good job. Dropping the ball as usual. So, there's that. It's like you can't even give us a sentence that's accurate to the look that we have here. Well done. All right. Anyway, this is pretty much, I want to say, a reuse of the... Here's his lightsaber right here. I want to say the lower torso is definitely a reuse from his original release. Yeah, definitely. The head looks much improved. Oh my lord. It is a snarling face, which we got the regular face, and I'm going to compare it to the original. So it looks a lot better. I want to say this snarling face looks really cool. Looks very good. We do have the shirtless, so you can see the rest of his tattoos and everything. It looks really good. Looks really, really cool. So there's that. He looks good. I like it. I really like this kind of grimacing face. Let me move my camera up here. Looks really good. I think this is one of the better heads for Maul, man. I might end up, you know what? I might end up switching. I don't know. It's tough to say. I kind of am tempted to switch this with one of the other Mauls that I have. Let me bring in another Maul. Here we go. Perfect. Just to kind of compare OG Maul to this one, which I got to get all this stupid dog hair off there. You can see the glaring differences in the updated head, man. Oh my God, it's so much better. The horns are better. Everything is so much better with this head sculpt. It's like 7,000 times better. These horns are rounded, and the paint apps are kind of wah on that head. But this is like 7,000 times better. Let's see if I can pop this head off easily. I should be able to easily enough. I might have to heat that up a little bit. We'll do that in a little bit. But I just kind of want to compare and contrast the two. S. Myers, what's going on? Thank you. Appreciate that, bro. Between the two. Oh my God, so much better. And he does come with his double-bladed lightsaber, which is removable. And I want to say the paint apps on this lightsaber is so much more improved from the original. The original just kind of came with just a plastic look to it, and it looked kind of cheap. He does kind of have a bent lightsaber here. Let me see if I'm not trying to put too much pressure here. It's been a long time, I know. Should have left you. I don't mean step two. Sorry, couldn't help myself. All right, let me see here. There we go. So if we get him in a pose, and it's just like the arm, like he's got butterfly joints now. Oh my God, this is so much more improved. I can't believe it's taken this long. It took up to last year to get this guy out to us. Like, Maul's a pretty regular name at this point with Star Wars. Like, Maul's like one of my favorite characters from Star Wars, and we're just now getting his second variation now. And it's like, we've gotten how many Luke Skywalkers? Pretty much almost every version that you could ever ask for Luke, we've got. With Maul, we're just now getting a second variation. And it's a very niche second variation as well on top of that. So, I don't know. I probably would have went with Clone Wars release. That probably would have sold better. This one, I feel like it's selling pretty well, but not as good as a Clone Wars release would. And, I mean, you have your pick of the litter with him. You could go with, like I said, that final season of Clone Wars. His blade's not detaching there. You could have gone with, Solo version. The regular Clone Wars season, the spider legs. Good Lord, there's so much you could go with. But I think this looks pretty good, though. I like it. I do like it. So you kind of have his like training look, his Sith apprentice look, and then you have his Sith Lord look, which is pretty cool. So it looks good. Either way. Yeah, Nemo is a fantastic figure. You're going to love him. Nemo is great. Oh, you got yours from Big Bad Toy Store? Yeah, you might have to wait a little bit longer, but it's not too bad. But yeah, this is a really fun figure. He's got good range of motion too. Let me get this out of his hands really quick. There we go. Let's check out the range of motion right here. I might actually do a review of this guy. Oh, he's got neck articulation too. Oh my God. Baloney farts. Oh my God, look at this. Whoa. This is so much better. This is like 10 trillion times better. If they would have given this, oh man, if only they could go back and like retool him to have his range of motion with the ab crunch, which he did not have. This neck joint now, it's like Figure Arts neck joint type thing. And then even just the ball peg. So he's kind of got almost like retro Spidey type articulation. Got a butterfly joint, which is, it's not the best butterfly joint I've ever seen, but it's there and he can move it back and forth a little bit. I would have liked to see a little bit more cut into the torso for that butterfly joint just to really get a better range of motion, but you can move this back and forward a little bit. It's definitely a step in the right direction. These single jointed elbows actually get double jointed range of motion, so that's a huge plus too. This guy is really good. I love the ab crunch, or diaphragm joint. Excuse me. Someone's going to be like, "Oh my God, it's a diaphragm joint. Stop saying ab crunch." He doesn't really have any waist articulation, at least that I can see here. I'm trying to twist. Maybe it's lowered. Maybe sometimes they like to hide it in the lower abdomen. No, I think it's all one piece. Let me see here. Yeah, no, I think it's all one piece. Unless mine is so frozen that I can't tell. I'll have to double check. I'll have to double check with that. But he can twist. He can shout. He can go forward and back, twist and stuff like that. So that's cool. I mean, we still get the halfway decent range of motion with the kicking. I'm starting to think that, some of these, especially like the Jedi, need to have drop down legs. Some of them need to. And if they do already, then I apologize. But I feel like especially Maul, man. I mean, Maul's gotta be able to do some high kicks, But yeah, he's a really solid figure. He does have wrist swivels and hinge joints and all that fun stuff, and the same articulation from the waist down as the vintage one, or not the vintage one. I'm calling it the vintage. I call it the vintage, the original. So there's that. But yeah, he looks great. I would definitely give this a thumbs up. He is pretty solid. It would have been nice if he came with like, I don't know, some of the training, or his little like Maul's balls, those little balls. It would have been cool if he came with some of those. But this is halfway decent. I definitely like this lightsaber a lot better than the vintage, or I keep saying vintage, the original one. So that's a plus. That is a plus. And we'll get Maul with his lightsaber on his hands here. And then we'll move on to our final two figures here, which I will be opening and having fun with. And I hope Brenda's still here because she asked for Batman and she shall receive Batman. Because Batman, you say, coming for you. I'm counting on it. Sorry. What's that from? Can anybody name it? Can anybody name what that's from? That's pretty much an easy giveaway what that was from. Come on now. Come on, somebody's got to know it. Yes, Zorpox got it. Oh, good. Brenda's still here. Good, perfect. Below the knee farts. What are you talking about, goofball? Below the knee farts. All right. So, last up. I'll say last up here. All right. So, first one. Skadookie. Got to back up the camera here. So, we ended up getting and we're going to take a look at both. Back crotch. Let's flip it around to the back and we take a look at. I actually like the promo shots for the Batman figures. Oh, I just knocked everybody over. Not everybody, but the most of them. I actually really like this shot right here. That's a really cool shot. Going up the friggin' corridor. I like that. That's a good shot. This one, it's your typical Batman. He's just standing on a ledge with the bat symbol over him. But we're gonna get these both opened up and we'll take a look at them. All right. Sorry, I knocked Luke over. I'm knocking the bat over. I knocked friggin' Vapor over. What the hell am I doing here? What in the blue hell am I doing here? All right. So we'll open the Three Jokers version first. Batman Forever. You can't wait to get them? Yeah, they're both really good looking Batman figures. I actually saw the whole wave. I saw Penguin, Riddler. Who else is in that wave? Let me see. There was Penguin and Riddler there. No Catwoman, and this was the only movie Batman there. But Penguin and Riddler were in an abundance. They were actually on and that's where I found the bat, the classified bat it was actually on a end cap shelf, which was weird because there's a whole Batman section in Target and they had these figures on end caps, which I was like, why don't you just put all the Batman stuff with the Batman stuff? Why are you putting it on end cap that's near the Disney section. And by the way, they moved all of the Star Wars stuff to the Disney section. So there's no more Star Wars section with the regular toys and Target. They moved it to the Disney section. Now you got to go to a different section, which makes zero sense. I don't know why they would do some shit like that, but I guess Disney has to be all together. But man, my God, I went to the Star Wars section. I was like, oh man, maybe I'll find one of the new waves. Maybe they dropped. Nope. It was pretty much just Lando and Aura Singh. All right, so there's the Grapnel Gun. All right, and we got the Three Jokers Batman out. And his arm just popped off. What the hell? Oh boy. Are we going to have one of those issues where the arm pops off? His arm just totally popped off. What the hell? Like, it popped back on, but am I going to have one of those figures where it has that issue from forever? Let's see if that one pops off too. What's going on here, McFarlane? What are you doing here? What are we doing? Let's see if I can articulate without his arm popping. Oh my God, now oh my Lord. What is going on here? What are we doing? What are we doing? This is frozen like a holy shit. That's frozen. Ugh. Oh my God, that was hard to move. Good golly, Miss Molly. So, yeah, he can move his arm up and down. His freaking gauntlet is all warped like a sumbitch. I kind of wish that they would start putting the gauntlet. Same thing with Wolverine. Start putting the gauntlets and the Wolverine claws through its own hole in the package so they stay straight, as opposed to just pushing them up against damn plastic and getting this whole situation all screwed up. Now the arm keeps popping off. Oh, Lord have mercy. It would just be my luck that this would happen. Like, you can hear the pop. It's popping back in place. But as soon as I articulate the arm, it keeps popping off. What are we doing here? Can we get our shit together here, Batman? This reminds me of a very 90s... Oh, here we go again. A very 90s looking Batman. That's what it reminds me of. Oh my God, his arm just keeps popping off. I mean, it's going back into the socket, but it just keeps popping off. Oh my God, he's like so weird. What is this QC? His like arms popping off. His head won't go up. There's like lubricant all over him. Were you masturbating again? Stop putting lubricant on. Sorry. He was rubbing one out in the package. But I get his arms down. He's all right. He's halfway decent. But now he's got like bowed leg. I don't know. He's like bow-legged now. And his one ankle will not find the in-between spot that I needed to. Come on, man. Work with me. Oh, Lord. It's going to be one of those days where Batman doesn't like to work with me here. So here's his grapnel gun, excuse me. There's an N in there. And now his arm's popping off again. What? Is he like a collecting connect or something? Is this a bit of information I don't know about here? It's like going back into the socket, but it won't stay securely in that socket. I don't know. I might have to bust open the email and email McFarlane Toys about this shit. So there he is standing. If I move his arm, it falls out of the socket, which is super annoying. I don't know if anybody else has had that issue. I haven't seen any other reviews on this guy yet, but he was the figure I really wanted, besides the other Jokers. And this is actually the Batman that I wanted to put with Batcycle. So hopefully he can hold on. Hopefully he can hold on to the damn Batcycle and not have his arms pop off constantly. But he also comes with a figure stand and a card that is the exact same card from the back of the packaging. So I mean, this is from Three Jokers, and I have the comic. It would have been nice if they actually would have went with the Three Jokers comic book artwork for the collector's card. I think that would have made a little bit more sense here. So for this gentleman, we'll be opening him next, and then I'll get to more thoughts on him because those arms are really Magoo, Mr. Magoo, right there. And I haven't had one issue yet with McFarlane Toys as far as QC like that before. Hopefully this Batman's arms doesn't fall off. We can only hope, right? He also comes with a figure stand and the same artwork as the back of the packaging on the collector's card, just to point that out. All right, let's get some snippage going on here. There we go. He does have his grapnel gun with an N. It is, oh my god, just smacked me in the face! Oh boy, it's so teensy. We'll get to that in a second, don't worry. And here we go. A lot of people don't like this bat suit. It's starting to grow on me. Oh no, why'd they give him one of these hands? Oh no, I don't like that at all. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, they put a peg hole in his hand? Oh, I don't like that. Misa don't like that. Oh no. Oh no. You dig the new suit? Yeah, me too. I like it. I quite like it. Like I said, it's been growing on me. I don't like every aspect of it, but I like it overall. Oh, I don't like this stupid hand. Oh. Oh, that's so stupid. Why would you do this? They gave him a pancake hand. And it's such a little hand. Look at this teensy little hand. Like, this hand looks fine, right? And they give him this little pancake hand. What is this pancake hand doing? It's like a bitch slap hand. Like, then they put a peg hole in it. No. 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 Oh, I don't like that. I thought this peg was going to be for like, oh, maybe he'll have a spot on his belt for his grapnel gun. Nope. It's meant for his damn hand. This makes 0 sense. What in the blue hell are we doing here? What? What? What is this? What in the shit is this? Is this how he holds the grapple gun in the movie? Does it like pop out of his arm? I. Oh boy, we're gonna have to have a long talk. You just stay right there. I'm gonna clear my sinuses really quick. Oh. Okay, sorry. I had to sanitize my hands and everything, and It's like a big production below my nose. And I'm still stuffed up. Anyway, yeah, what the fuck? What are you doing here? McFarlane, you had me at hello, and you lost me at the hand. What in the shit is going on here with this? Why? Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Huh? Are you overthinking things again? Do we need to sit down with Todd McFarlane and have a discussion? Do we? Look at me when I'm talking to you. Listen, we're not going to do this anymore, right? We're not going to have this discussion again where we do stuff like this or we do stuff like that. Okay? We're not going to do this again. This was a isolated incident. We're not going to talk about it again. We're going to try and let it go. This is, whew. Oh, the humanity. The pancake hand, and then on top of that, the hole in the hand, and then on top of that, this is the only storage place for the grapnel gun. Oh my god. And it's supposed to go in this hand. Why do we have a gripping hand here? What are we gripping? Oh man. You were so close. You were right there. You were so close. But anyway, let's not harp on that because there's other stuff to talk about here. Like the sculpt work. The sculpt work looks really good here. They did a really good job on the sculpt work, as they always do. I don't care how many Marvel Legends fans want to say, they're so awkward and they look weird. No. You can put your comment back in your back pocket, sit on it, and rotate. This is still a really good looking figure. Pancake hand aside, looking at everything else, if you look from here up, and if you just block that out right there, everything else looks really good. Nicely well sculpted on him. He's got a gray suit. You can tell it's a gray suit there. It's like a dark charcoal gray. He even has some like knee pads right here, which looks pretty cool, integrated into the suit. And this is a really nice way to get a good look at how he's going to look in the movie. The belt, you can tell this is like an earlier Batman suit, Batman design. I'm going to try and give these a tug on the arms and see if the arms pop out. No, they're not popping out, so that's good. He does have I want to say he has a butterfly joint. Does he have a butterfly joint in there? I think so. Double check. Yes, he does. It's kind of like one of those up and down ones. And the shoulder pad is a pliable plastic, so you don't have to worry about that really getting into too much. It's malleable. It doesn't tuck underneath the cape like I'd like it to right here, but it's a decent enough job for that range of motion there. So decent range of motion there with that. He does have the bicep swivel too. You kind of have to hold this separately, I'm seeing, to get that bicep swivel to really swivel. It's kind of frozen a little bit, but you can get it to move. There's just so much movement in the shoulder and then the butterfly joint that it's actually the butterfly joint that's moving, that's swiveling the arm as opposed to the bicep swiveling the arm. So it's kind of like two different points of range of motion, but the double jointed elbows are there, and you can really get a good double joint right there. The gauntlet blades right here are a very rubbery plastic. I would have liked if these were a little bit stronger. It's a little bit more of a stubbier design as far as the blades on his gauntlets. The diaphragm joint, it's mobile. It'll swivel more so and it tilt a little bit. I'm trying to get this to separate. It'll crunch more so back than forward. It's kind of blocked, it seems like. But he can also swivel the waist down here, so that's good. Range of motion there. He does have the really good splits. So this is what you need for like most action figures should be able to do this. I want to say 9 out of 10 action figures should be able to do this range of motion. And Marvel Legends can't even do this. Darth Maul should be able to do this. Absolutely. Especially depending on the character. And most of them can't. Even Spider-Man can't do this. He can't do that. Upper thigh swivel. He does have a double jointed knee. He can point the toe. He can point the heel. And he does have ankle pivot. So he's going to be really easy to stand. There's definitely no issue. It's just when you get to this awful pancake hand. Oh. Oh, man. It's just... No. And then you always have the grapnel gun. I said it right. The grapnel gun right here. It just looks freaking awkward as shit. Look at that. He's not even gripping it. I could see if there was like a gripping hand and you had the peg in there, and then you pop the peg in and it kind of molds around the hand that's supposed to be like this. But this flat hand, like there's no way he can utilize his grapnel gun like this hand. So you almost want to like hide the hand behind him and pose him like this. This is kind of how you want to have him posed. Because this just looks stupid. Unless the design is that the grapnel gun comes from over here. And I want to see, I'm trying to look at some of the detail here to see if there's like a connection point, but it doesn't look like that is. It just looks like it's a separate grapnel gun entirely from the arm, because this side has the exact same sculpt work. So I think it's just supposed to give the illusion that he's using this. But damn, man. Yeah. No. No and no. And it's almost like you almost want to glue the damn grapnel gun there and leave it there, because it'll just look awkward if it's not there and it'll keep popping off. So now on to oh boy. On to this guy. I got a feeling this guy is going to be a love-hate relationship. I like the overall aesthetic of the figure. I think he looks really great. He kind of reminds me of that Batman Inc. look. I really love the head sculpt. He looks fantastic as far as the head sculpt goes. The symbol is actually raised and embossed into the upper torso, which looks fantastic. Even the bat symbol is embossed there, which looks really good, and it's nice and sculpted. The cape looks very good. It's almost kind of got him kind of looking like he's got a little bit of a hunch going forward, but I think it kind of works. Kind of looks like he's, like, I don't know, flexing a little bit. I think it works. The cape, the way it drapes and the sculpt of it looks really good. It's not too much. It's not this huge, massive cape, but I think it works as far as the length and everything and how it just drapes. It's also more of a malleable plastic, so it's kind of like a lighter rubbery plastic. Both are pretty much the same as far as the capes go. I tend to like his cape a little bit better than his, but we're comparing a movie figure to a comic book figure, so that's not really fair. So I'm not going to really try to compare it too much. This is much more of a simplistic design, as he's got the old capsules from the 90s and the 80s as far as that goes. I really like the gauntlets. I just got to straighten these out from just the packaging. I like the fists, how it's got that kind of very Keaton-esque glove with the kind of line work right there. And then you can see the knuckle dusters right here, which looks really good. So that's very well done. I really like that as well. The grapnel gun looks, well, let's just do this. The grapnel gun looks really good. It grips nicely. No issues there. I think it would have been cool if we start getting some extra hands from McFarlane so we can interchange the hands and they can work on their their clipping tolerances so these arms stay clipped in while using them. On mine, I mean, I don't know how much range of motion I'm going to get until the arm pops off, so we'll just go with it, I guess. But the head can articulate decently, looks good, and we do have the whole head is attached to the neck. Okay, so the whole head and neck is one piece, and it's going to be a little bit of gapping issue right there if you get him looking all the way up. So you want to kind of keep his head right around that area as far as getting his head all the way up. And that's almost like a neutral look for him. So there's that. The head can swivel both sides. Like I said, this is him looking all the way up, and you can see some gappage issues right there. Head looking down. And that's pretty much it, tilting side to side as well. No jive turkeys, no gobbles here. So arms can go up about that far. Let's go down, and it popped out. Oh, God. He does have a butterfly joint. It's very limited, but it is there. He does have a bicep swivel, a double jointed elbow. Oops, sorry, I'm bumping into the camera here. Double jointed elbow. Trying to keep the arm in the socket. He does have a wrist swivel, and he does have a hinge that goes up and down. And I think you can swivel that hinge, maybe. I think it might just go up and down, sorry. And this one goes up and down as well. Okay. There we go. The diaphragm joint, which is very limited. It's very weird. It doesn't really it's almost like the lower torso keeps wanting to move more than the upper torso piece, but it can pivot side to side. It can swivel. It can not really crunch forward. The lower portion ends up crunching forward a little bit more than, I guess it wants to actually crunch back more. I take that back. So he can lean back a lot more than he can crunch forward. Splits are fantastic. You can Van Damme that shit. Legs go forward. His arm keeps popping off. Legs go forward, back, upper thigh swivel. Double jointed knee. Points the toe. Okay. Points the heel. Okay. Toe articulation. The movie version also has toe articulation as well. And ankle pivot. I really like the sculpt of the boots too. That looks really good. They both look really good. It almost gives off that like leathery textured look. And he's got a ton of lubricant all over him. I just don't know about these arms, man. They're brutal. Freaking brutal. Keep popping off. Shit is annoying. So, I don't know. This is definitely a love-hate relationship with this figure. I'm going to be honest with you. Between the two of these, I hate the stupid pancake hand. Let me see his head articulation here. Yeah, it's just kind of... He's definitely got better range of motion than this guy. Or at least better point of range of articulation than the comic book one. I'm not really sure what's going on with this head and neck or head and neck being attached thing. That's a new thing from McFarlane. Usually the head is separate so you get better range of motion. I'm not feeling that one full head peg design thing. It's kind of that's kind of dated. That's like a dated articulated design right there. I like the sculpt work is a 10 out of 10 for both. I like both, even with this simplistic design. I think the sculpt work on both, with all McFarlane figures, are usually like damn awesome, perfect. The QC on him is just the shits. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, it's the shits. That these arms constantly popping off pisses me off. The torso crunch not really crunching is kind of annoying. Like why would you have 2 points of articulation here and you can't crunch forward with either one? That's just weird to me. I don't know. They're kind of weird. Both these figures are kind of weird. I love the sculpt work, and I'll always love the sculpt work of McFarlane's toys. Sometimes with these figures, they're almost there and they haven't quite got there yet. It's like they have some more evolving to do. They need more time. It's kind of like when Marvel Legends started out with Hasbro, and those figures were horrendous. Like when they started coming out with those 2 packs with what was it, Elektra and who else was it? Those early Hasbro releases where they were just trash, just utter trash. Like the Wolverine one where he's wearing the training suit, and oh my god, those figures are so bad. These aren't bad, but they got some work to do. You got to go back to the drawing board here and kind of rethink your motives. Stop putting peg holes in hands. We don't need that shit. Stop doing that. No more pancake hands. I don't want to see that shit anymore. Pancake hands were left in the past with Toy Biz Marvel Legends, and I don't want to see any more pancake hands from any toy line anymore. We don't need them. It's unnecessary unless you're giving me alternate hands. You give me alternate hands, and Pancake Hand can go in the alternate hand bin and never be seen again. At least give me a gripping hand. If that gripping hand would have gripped the actual grapnel gun like this and fit in there with a peg, I wouldn't have a problem, because then I could at least have him looking like he's holding his grapnel gun. This just looks like he's doing this and there's a gun attached to his hand. So it just doesn't make sense. It looks stupid. His range of motion is really good on the movie figure, so I like it quite a bit. Overall, I'd give this a 7 out of 10 or a thumb up. It's not just the hand; it's some of the range of motion is just weird on him. Like the torso articulation is a little odd. So I think he's an above average figure. Same thing with him. The QC issues are killing him. If I had a figure that didn't have these QC issues, I'd say I would rank him probably on par with him. I'd say he's an above average figure. But with him, I got to give him a 4 out of 10 just because he's below average. So I'd give him a half a thumb. There we go. There's a half a thumb. When you have arms constantly popping off, that is a failure. So that's below average. Everything else I like about him, except for this stupid 1 point head. It just doesn't make sense to when you have other figures in your line that have just the head on a ball peg or a hinge joint or whatever. You have this one sculpted piece on a peg joint, which gets awkward range of motion and there's gapping issues. It just doesn't look right. It doesn't look right, doesn't feel right. I don't like it. The torso range of motion articulation, just not well thought out. I mean, they just gotta go back and they gotta redo stuff like this. This is kind of the growth process of getting back into doing retail toys, which McFarlane really hasn't done for years since they got the DC license. So this is some of that learning curve, where I'll, but I got to be honest and I got to be objective. This figure it's subpar. Um, so there's that. He looks great from an aesthetic standpoint. I'm sure he'll look great just standing and doing a pose once I get him into that pose. But once I pick him up and I start trying to play with him, his arms are going to pop off. The head is awkward and heavy and only moves certain directions to look right. And the torso articulation isn't going to do what I want it to. So I don't know. It's just not my cup of tea. If other people love it, great. Great for you. Fantastic. Enjoy your figure. Hopefully your arms don't pop off like mine do. But when stuff like this happens, it's kind of a fail boat. So I don't know. I got to be honest and just say, as much as I do love the McFarlane figures, like I don't have any issues with my Spawn figures. I don't have any issues with any of the other DC figures that I've even shown, reviewed on my channel. But these two, or just him, really is kind of an issue. So hopefully they're not all like that. It was just my copy, but I don't know. I have to reach out to McFarlane and see what they'll do, if they'll replace it or what. But excuse me. This guy's great, except for that stupid pancake hand and the damn torso articulation being very limited. Overall, I like the sculpt of both. Like I said, aesthetically, they're great. I like them. But you start touching them, and yeesh. Leg articulation on him is really good. I actually really love the leg articulation. I wish they would just kind of stop with the ratchet joints in the ankles for them. I'm not really marking off points for that, but that's something I feel like they just need to kind of try to find a smooth. And the Black Series is a huge culprit of that too. They keep putting ratchet joints in the damn ankles and shit, which annoy the shit out of me. So when you get it like that, see, you hear that ratchet? You can only do this or that. Like you can find kind of an in-between point, but if I want him to do a different, get in between this and that, he can't do it. So he's kind of got that issue too, and a lot of Black Series do that. So I prefer just kind of more of that fluid. I know if you don't put a ratchet there, it could over time become really loose, but I'd rather have a loose ankle 5-10 years from now and be able to fix it, as opposed to having a ratchet and it either snapping the joint because it's so tight or breaking entirely, because ratchets usually will snap or break. And on top of that, not being able to get in between the points of the ratchet where you need that ratchet. So those are just some things that bother me with toys, and they just exist, and there's nothing really any of us can do about it besides point it out and make it a thing. That's about it. I don't know what else to say. I mean, every toy has something wrong with it. Like I said, if the issues weren't here for this figure, I probably would have ranked him a lot higher. But I got to be honest and I got to be objective here. While I still love just standing here staring at both these figures, they each have kind of their warts. So that's just something I wanted to do. I did want to kind of discuss and do a little mini review of these two guys, because I haven't done a Batman review or a DC review in quite a bit. So, but ratchet ankles are the worst, so limiting. Yeah, they are. Yeah. As Myers says, those McFarlane diaphragm joints are so frustrating. No need to have them so limited with the forward crunch. Excuse me. Just odd engineering choice. Yeah, it is very odd. Mostly gray sculpting, though. Yeah, it is. A lot of the McFarlane toys won't crunch forward. Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah. With some, they're better. Like, let me grab him. He will crunch forward. I mean, they're still limited. He's still not quite there, but he can crunch forward a lot better than. And it's mostly they want to crunch forward. They want to crunch back, but it's just like, for some reason, they're so limited. I will say this: the worst torso articulation that I have seen from a new toy line goes to the damn Spartan Collection. These toys cannot crunch at all. There is so much plastic hindering them from crunching. It's insane. Let me just show you what I'm talking about here. Let me get Master Chief up here before watch me knock everybody over. All right, so I'm going to pop his torso. Let me get his gun off of him. Get all this stuff off. All right. And I popped the wrong part off. There we go. All right, so you see all this? See all this unnecessary nonsense right here? You got to shave all this back. You'll see the peg there. It's not the peg's fault. This is nonsense right here. If you shave all of this back, you have so much more room, and you actually can pull that off. This is just like it's almost like think of it like a big washer, you know? It's a big washer with some sculpting on it. And if you shave this back to maybe about where that peg is sticking down, you'll get so much more fluid range of motion there. You'll be able to push this peg way more forward and way more back if you just Dremel out a little bit more here. And it's nice and hidden, so you won't be able to see it either once you get it on there. And then everything will peg in nicely. You'll be able to crunch him forward. Because right now, this is all you get. You get a little bit back and a little bit forward. I mean, I get better crunch with him. This is atrocious. This is absolutely atrocious. And you can't swivel, really, either. This is about all you get until the thing pops out of place. So swiveling him is the shits, and then getting him to crunch forward is the shits too. So, and both figure lines are aesthetically pleasing, but yet still can't quite get with the program as far as updated range of motion in certain places. Now, range of motion in the hips are really good with both lines. Like, look what I can do with Master Chief. Some toy lines can't do that. Marvel Legends. Some toy lines just can't do it. So I guess everything has something wrong with it. So that's why I'm not trying to beat up both these Batman figures too much, but I mean, you got some work to do. That's all. And especially with such a simple design, and I like the sculpting of the boots and the gauntlets and everything about him. And like I said, for the 50,000th time, aesthetically pleasing. Just fix it, please. Fix it on up. Let me see if I got this back peg in. Yes, I do. Okay, I lost something for a second, but yeah. So now I got all that stuff out of the way. I did want to discuss a couple things having to do with my channel and such, and a bunch of other stuff. Let me move one of these Batmen out of the way. With the movie coming out, we'll move. We'll move. We'll move. Oh, there goes everybody. Of course, naturally, we'll move Luke out of the way. All right. Keep movie Batman over here. Right there. There we go. And I'll try to pick up Casey Jones without knocking everybody else over, but this is going to be difficult because I'm also leaning over. Oh, God, he's calling something else. So now I'm just going to leave him down there. All right. So, future of... Well, I shouldn't say future of the channel because I want to say for the most part I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going to stop doing toy reviews. I am going to be limited on what I buy because a lot of stuff that I have up here may not necessarily be getting reviewed anymore because of, like I said, costs going up, other stuff. And it's just not worth it to be spending $25 on a Marvel Legend that essentially has nothing different from when the Bucky Cat body molds come out. So I've just 86'd Marvel Legends out of my collection, essentially. So I'm pretty much not buying any more Marvel Legends from what I have pre-ordered, which is like I don't think I really have anything else Marvel Legend wise. I have Hammerhead pre-ordered, and I'm trying to think what else. That's about it. I think that's about it. I might pick up Siren. I don't know. I'm still kind of debating that. If they ever come out with a Wolfsbane or a um, what you call it? What the hell's the matter with me? Wolfsbane or Feral, I'll pick those up just to finish off my teams. Other than that, I am done. I am done. That's it. I have told myself I'm not doing this anymore with Marvel Legends. I can't do it. When I just realized that, see, initially it said only Marvel Legends were going to be up in price. Now the Black Series is going up to $24.99. And now now Hasbro's really testing my patience here because I told myself, well, I'll just keep collecting just the Black Series. Now, I want to say the Black Series does a much better job with some sculpt work. It's got its own issues too. Yeah, I know. The paint apps aren't always the best, and they got a lot of work to do with that, and they are getting better. I want to say Dagobah Luke right here. I know he's not Dagobah Luke, but this Luke was, I want to say, one of the best Lukes released. Whether you got the deluxe one, the single carded one, it's a really good figure. I like the body sculpt of it. The head sculpt looks really good. It looks like friggin' Mark Hamill. He's a really good figure. This Maul is a really good Maul. All the troopers, they do a great job on the troopers. Even this Kirkanos, even though he's inaccurate, he's still a good figure. I like him. Are they worth $25? In certain cases, I would say yes. When they nail a figure, yes. I think they're close to it. For the quality that you get, the new sculpts every time that you get, unless it's like a trooper, for the most part, they give you new sculpts, especially new characters and stuff like that. Sometimes they'll reuse some parts here and there, but if it works for the character, then it makes sense. If not, and they just throw some shit together, usually they're kind of stuck being screen accurate. So I don't know what I'm going to do with the Black Series yet. I haven't figured out if I'm going to keep collecting them or not. I think it all depends on what characters are released, and I'm going to cherry pick. Now, when it comes to the Spartan Collection's pretty safe. They don't really release too much. They're only releasing Spartans for right now, and they need to start diving into other characters for the most part. NECA stuff, I have been cherry picking the shit out of NECA stuff for a very long time. The Lost Predator was one of the few ones I really wanted to pick up. And as far as the alien figures go, as much as I love all the variations, I pretty much stopped after I moved from Buffalo to here with the alien figures. I was done. Their horror figures are really great. I still have not picked up a Goliath. I don't know if I'm going to be honest with you. It's just not another rabbit hole I need to go down. The obviously Action Force stuff, I'm going to start to try and settle down on that. I don't want to go all in on Action Force. I like it. The line's really fun. There's some growing pains there with that line, but for the most part, I really like it, enjoy it, and I'm going to continue to collect that line. Now, you're probably telling yourself, well, if you won't collect Marvel Legends, they're $25, and those are $31. Yeah, they're a specialty item. Completely different category by a much smaller company. So comparing one to the other is like apples and oranges. No, you can't. It's like comparing Figuarts to friggin', I don't know. You just can't. You can't do that. Totally different prices, different types of companies. I don't know. It's just not, you can't compare an upstart company to a billion-dollar company. It takes a lot more for a smaller company to make a figure than it does a large-scaled company that owns their own factories. So it's a hard sell to do that. Classified stuff, cherry picking still, as always. Not gonna stop cherry picking. Not going all in. Um, I think cutting out Marvel Legends will free up a lot of money for other fun stuff. I'm done with Transformers. I don't need any more. Unless something really knocks my socks off, I'll probably end up sticking with like third party if something knocks my socks off. Spend a little bit more money and get a better quality figure. Mythic Legions, oof, that's a tough pill to swallow. I there's so many new stuff that they come out with, but yet again, there's so many reused bodies and stuff like that. And I know yet again, small company, not a $1 billion company. Um, so I'll probably cherry pick here and there with them. When it comes to Mezco stuff, always cherry picking. I know recently I've gotten quite a bit of Mezcos, but it's usually something that I know really kind of just has to tickle my fancy, I guess. Um, this guy I wasn't even expecting to get, period, at all. Vapor. He's just a fun little character. Like, he's not even anything that kind of goes with anything else. He's just fun to articulate. He's fun to pose. He's fun to, I don't know, I guess it sounds silly to say dress up, but you can put him in different outfits and stuff. He's just a fun character on his own. And that's all he needs to be. Like, I could have him sitting on the scaffolding here and he'd look pretty cool. So that's a guilty pleasure pickup, that one. Um, the Revelations figures are really good. I can't start doing this again where I really start to like a line because they're doing fun stuff with characters that we know, and they're kind of giving us somewhere in between. I want to say 2000X stuff and classic stuff, and they're almost within that classic scale, so it kind of works. But I also don't want to go down a new rabbit hole, you know. So being more, yeah, exactly. Just like S. Myers is saying, being more selective makes more sense from here on out as far as collecting goes. Lightning collection stuff, there's a ton of teams I want to finish. I don't know if I could really justify spending $25 for those figures, though. So I don't know. I might just continue to cherry pick those as well. They're, and especially I want to go back to the Black Series for another second and say the Black Series starting to pull some shenanigans with giving us deluxe Boba Fett figures that are not deluxe Boba Fett figures. There's nothing deluxe about them. You're just giving us the same Boba Fett figure that you gave us that we paid $17.99 for way back in the day. Same thing with that. Even my favorite Boba Fett figure that they released, which is the Return of the Jedi one, that was not deluxe. There was nothing deluxe about that, and that was what, $25, $27 at the time. That was last Christmas that was released. So Hasbro's trying to, raise their prices. They're trying to, and they just raised the price. That's the other thing. Like, you can't sit here and tell me that, oh, it's inflation. It's not inflation. Inflation does not happen within a 1 year span. That doesn't happen. Inflation takes years to happen. It doesn't take 1 year and then you raise the price again. You just raised the price to from $20 to $23. Now it's at $25. What's next year? $28? $30 per figure? Like, we're getting to a point where it's like, all right, have a good night, Brenda. We're getting to a point where it's like, how much worse is this going to get for us? Where this is becoming an elitist thing. And I'm starting to notice, like, what was it? The other day, I told myself if the Bills made it to the Super Bowl, I would go. If you looked up Super Bowl tickets, like everything that we love, and I know a lot of people aren't sports fans, and that's perfectly fine, but I'm just making a comparison. Like, it seems like everything I love is just getting more and more expensive, almost without a reach of a budget. Like most of us aren't millionaires. Millionaires, like, and I saw someone, I don't mean to go off on a tangent because I shouldn't, but I'm going to. Back to the Super Bowl tickets for 1 second. Someone posted, well, the rich need to go to the Super Bowl too and should be allowed to. And I'm sitting here thinking, this person, I hope, is rich that made this statement. Because if you are middle class or poor and you're making this statement, there is something severely wrong with the way that you use your brain. Because rich people can afford it regardless of whether it's expensive or not. And the Super Bowl is not meant for rich elitist people. The Super Bowl is meant for die-hard fans that have watched this team for a very long time and deserve to go to the biggest game of the year and of the season and being able to go to that game. And that's kind of where I'm at with toys too. And I'm using this comparison because it's something that's enjoyed by a large mass of people. Toys are invested in and loved and played with and kind of mold part of our culture and our society too. Toys are a huge part of our culture. And regardless of whether people think that they're for little kids or not, they are a part of our culture. Everyone has grown up playing with a toy at some point in their life. And to say that we got to keep raising the prices because these are just too expensive and blah, blah, nothing has literally changed drastically in these toys to warrant more pricing. Yeah, I get it. Well, the price of plastics keep going up, ODC. Okay, yeah, understandable. But then you have to understand how much people can afford, and most people can't afford this shit on a consistent basis. A wave of figures, let me just put this in perspective for you. A wave of figures is almost upwards of $200 now. Who can afford that? It's either they're going to have to start releasing less waves per year so people can afford the shit, or they're going to have to drop their prices back down. I don't know. Something's got to kick. Same thing with the housing market. The housing market is a disaster right now. Like, no one can afford homes. And then all these landlords are taking advantage of people not being able to afford homes because they have to rent. And they're jacking rents up to mortgage prices. Everything is just so expensive and so out of reach now. It's becoming hard to justify this stuff. You know, I don't know. I know I'm going off on a rant here, but I feel like it's something that needs to be said. Like, not enough people talk about stuff outside of toys because it's just about toys, and it needs to be said. I mean, we're all living in going through the same shit. You know, most people are struggling or making bills and then just scraping along what else they have left after they're paying off everything or paying bills and stuff like that, or mortgages and car payments and, credit cards and stuff like that. You're paying that stuff off, or student loans or whatever you have. We're all trying to make ends meet, and then if we have something left over for ourselves at the end of the day, if we have a $20 bill, you can't even buy a toy with that now. Unless you're McFarlane, at least make sure you can buy a toy with that. Some 3 3/4 inch figures are getting upwards of $20 each. Like, how did this happen? And it's just, people are allowing it to happen. They're still buying the shit. So it's hard to justify buying this stuff. It's really, really, really hard to justify buying this stuff. I got this guy. He's originally I think he's like $27 online. There's nothing about this figure that makes him $27. It's Maul. I got him from a local shop, and he was $24. And I'm like, okay, I'll spend the $24 because, most people are selling it for $27, $28. And it's fucking ridiculous. Shit, man, Joy Toy is cranking out $40 individual figures. Yeah, and that's too much. That's too I'm sorry, but that's too much. When they were at 30 or 25, I was like, all right, I'll try and scrape along some extra money for some of the, but I haven't bought a Joy Toy figure in a very long time. Rigo, or what was it? What was it? Rigo was the last one I bought. That was a while ago. I want to say that was months ago. So I don't know. It's just becoming more and more difficult to justify this hobby, and I have more than enough to review and stuff that's older to review too. So I don't know. Other than cherry picking, I don't know how much more new stuff I'm going to be getting. And that's kind of why I wanted to make this video. And I know it's been a long video. I'm on here for about 140 minutes now. But I wanted to kind of just bring this up, discuss it with you all. And let me go back to housing prices are going to hit a wall. I don't know, man. They eventually will, I think, at one point, but not. We're all going to feel that pain even more when it does. That's the question is of when, because right now so many people are without house. It would literally have to come to the point where no one wants to buy a house for that market to slump like that. It just, I don't know. I can't see it happening. At least not for a hot minute. I think most people who watch your stuff aren't just for brand new stuff. Yeah, I know. I mean, I know. Sometimes I'll get a brand new figure. Like I got that Spirit figure really early. I was really surprised about that. Which is even weirder because I ordered the whole wave and I only got Spirit, which makes no sense. People won't be able to afford mortgages. Yeah, I know. Some mortgages now are like $2,000. Like there's no way in hell I could afford $2,000. There's no way. No, no, no. So I don't know. My mortgage on my previous house in Buffalo was like $1,200, and that's perfectly fine. I can afford that all day. I could even afford like 1,700, but like 2,000 or more, no, man, can't do that. No. Mm-mm. The mortgage on my girlfriend's house is much less. It's even, I think, around this. No, less than my Buffalo one. So it's a lot easier. And depending on where you live, mortgages might be different. It might be cheaper. So, I mean, sure, if you buy a house in Kansas, they are cheap as shit in Kansas, but you got to know what you're getting in Kansas. Superman country has tornadoes. It's called Tornado Alley for a reason, So, especially now, yeah, groceries are gone up in price. Like they're going, shit is insane, dude. Everything is expensive. Everything is so massively expensive. And yet minimum wage is still where it's been since 2009. Eek. So, I don't know. It's just something I want to say. Also was recently another thing to say. Not trying to get any sympathy or anything, but I was recently laid off from my job. It was company wide, and yeah, so there's that. So there's a lot of stuff going on here, and I didn't want to bring that up, but it did happen, and it affects my life. And thank God I have something else to work with. But you know, I'm good. I'm good. I'm actually quite pleased to be away from that company. So I'm quite pleased to be away from it. It was not going so well. So, but yeah, I'm good. I'm good to go. And I'm I'm happy to have some time to myself. The time that I do have, and I'm happy to spend the time with you guys and gals. And I just wanted to show my appreciation and just share my happiness with you guys. Like this is all not me. I've explained this before. It's not none of anything that I show or like have done in the past. Like when I used to do unboxings, there's a reason why I don't do unboxing videos anymore because it's cringe. Now, I never wanted to come off like cringe or anything like that, but um, I try usually to do things as genuinely as possible because that's just who I am as a person. I know it's a weird saying that because the person that says, "Oh, I'm genuine," usually is disingenuine, but I don't know. I at least like to think I do things genuinely, but and I'm surprised I made it to I'm not surprised I made it to 10 years, but I can't believe it's been 10 years already and all of that has flown by. And I don't know, I'm just really kind of stunned at I guess the evolution of the channel and the fact that it's had the longevity that it has had. So to that I say thank you to all of you for the support too throughout the years, and the channel's still slowly growing. It's still not a big channel and I don't need it to be the biggest channel. Um Obviously it would be fantastic. I'm not in it for the just being a YouTuber because I just don't have the I don't know. I guess I would have to branch out and do some other stuff if I was going to sustain a YouTube career. Like it'd have to be off the back of something else, like if I won the friggin' lottery, I'd probably do two videos a day. Because what else am I gonna do? If I have lottery money, I don't need to do anything else besides get a personal trainer and work out every day, and that's about it. And travel a lot, but yeah, more time for the ducks. Exactly. We actually just redid. We fenced off the whole backyard, and we had the dogs running around. Oh my god, they were so happy. My Great Dane and my Great Pyrenees were so happy today. Um, the the Chow Chow and the German Shepherd, they're kind of like, oh yeah, been here, done that, because they usually are off leash and they're used to exploring, so they know all the scents. But the other two are kind of doofuses, so when they got to go out and run full stride, it was really just wonderful to watch. So, um, but yeah, it was nice to see that. And we built a whole duck pond for our ducks now. So there's a lot of stuff been going on as far as like working on the house and make sure house stuff is getting done. So that's kind of why I've been MIA for a few weeks. But that and the work situation, I could kind of feel something brewing there with that whole work situation. And it wasn't anything I did. Like I got laid off, so it was just within the company. So, but yeah, I don't know. Every change happens for a reason, and I embrace the change. I'm happy that I have this change because there were certain things within my own job, and it was just a job, is what it was. It wasn't a career or anything. Um, I'm so happy with certain things that did happen, and I'm happy that what went down the way it did. Um, I'm a very loyal person, almost sometimes to a fault, where I've again been taken advantage of for being as loyal as I am in the past. I like to think I'm a lot smarter than I used to be, and I'm sure I'll get even smarter the older I get. But Yes, Esmeyer, they're all large breeds. I have 4 large breeded dogs. Yep. The Great Dane's 160 pounds. The Great Pyrenees is 115. The German Shepherd, she's a little bit smaller. I think she's around the 75-pound mark. And the Chow Chow is about 70 pounds too. So, um, but yeah, they're all big breed dogs. The Chow Chow looks like a big teddy bear. My German Shepherd obviously looks like a German Shepherd. My Great Pyrenees looks he's such a goofball, I swear to God. He's just turned 2 this month. Next week actually, in a couple days. He turns 2. And the Great Dane he's just a big doofus. He's so funny. Uh, but yeah. I don't know, it's just kind of I just kind of also try to just enjoy time with my family and stuff like that, and you know, we're looking forward to my girlfriend's oldest son coming back from the Air Force. He's not done with the Air Force, but he's getting a little break, so he's coming back next month for about a month. So it'd be nice to see him, hang out with him, and all that fun stuff. And I don't really talk about this stuff too much, but it's good to talk about this stuff. Uh, you grew up with Rottweilers, S. Myers? That's cool. I love Rots. They're such great dogs. They're so beautiful. Townhouse. Soul Drum just said, sorry, I missed it. But he said townhouse rent is ridiculous in some places. It's crazy. Yeah, I feel you, man. Are you talking about me? Dusty? What is that photo? That's hilarious. Anyway, but yeah, it'd be like I said, it's just been kind of like as far as the change goes, it's been good to change, switch it up, and if you're not happy somewhere, don't waste your time. Um, I understand sometimes you kind of have to work through it and do what you got to do to pay the bills and stuff, but try to cover your bases and find something else that makes you more happy. And so that's what I'm trying to do. Just try to find something that makes me more happy, and is also less of a commute too. That's the other thing. Commuting, man, will kick the shit out of your spirit. Commuting, like I feel like anything more than a half an hour, you're killing yourself. Because think about this: if you do like a 10 or 12 hour shift, like I was used to doing, and then you gotta sometimes if there's an accident, an hour drive home, like shit, you're already tired, you're exhausted, and now you got an hour drive home because some dipshit decided to get into an accident and wasn't paying attention to what they were doing. And if you're from the Carolinas, the 77 South is and North are nothing but accident bound. Same thing with the 485. Accidents, accidents, accidents all the time. I've never seen more cars flipped over since I've moved down here in my life. I think the only other state that I've seen more cars flipped over is Ohio. I don't know what's going on in Ohio, but those motherfuckers flip over cars all the time. I don't understand it. It's crazy. But down here, they flip over cars, man. I've seen some of the dumbest accidents that could have been avoided, not avoided. You know? You ready? You ready for change? Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, if you feel like you're ready for it, just make the change happen. You know, I'm getting to a point in my life where I need to be able to put my name on something and be proud of that. I had a career before I moved down here, and obviously I moved down here for personal reasons for my girlfriend. I love her to death, and I'll always be with her. And I moved my life to share it with her. And she's a great person. Hopefully one day, one day, well, not one day. Hopefully one day you guys will be able to meet her if she's comfortable with that. And you know, she's a fantastic girl, love of my life. Like I loved her since high school, just never, I don't know. Never pulled the trigger, I guess. She it's a long story. I won't get into all that, but I don't know. It's just funny how things work out. Like you like someone in high school, and then you end up meeting them 20 years later, and you're now like in a committed relationship with them. So it's just funny how life works out sometimes. It's just funny, you know. So Soul says, "Yeah, dude, I've been on my way to work seeing cars flipped over in Ohio. Yeah, because you're from Ohio, man. Yeah, nothing but crosses and flowers on the side of the road. Jesus. Yeah, I remember seeing in Buffalo like a lot of like poles wrapped with like teddy bears and stuff and pictures, and I'm just like, geez. And I know some of those are from like shootings and stuff, but I would see that all the time, especially working for the city of Buffalo, which I loved that job. It was such a great, oh man. If I could have literally taken that job and just transplanted it down here, I would have done it in a heartbeat. But down here, there are no unions. Back up north, I had a union job, so and it was wonderful. Esmeyer says one thing I have that one thing. Excuse me, I gotta clear my nose. One, oh my god, I can't talk. No, number one thing is having that partner. I've got to and get through. Wait, I've got that too, and we'll get. I thought you said you had two. I was like, whoa, hey, look at you. I've got that too, and we'll get through anything. Yeah, it's great to have. Goes all the way back to high school. Yeah, I mean, hey, you got the high school sweetheart, man. That's fantastic. Um, yeah, I actually her and my story is pretty simple. I stayed back in the sixth grade, so here we go. Stayed back in the sixth grade because I decided to not do any schoolwork because I was like, screw that. I'm going to skip school with my friend Joe at the time and his cousin Andrea. And so I'll just say it. I smoked cigarettes. We'd get cigarettes in the sixth grade. Yeah, it's crazy. And smoke. And that was my first cigarette. And it was disgusting. It was a Marb Red. Ugh. And did that most of the sixth grade. And then my parents caught on to it, and they didn't catch on to me smoking. They didn't ever knew I smoked, but they caught on to my grades, and they were like, "What the hell are you doing?" And I was like, "Yeah, I kind of just didn't do anything. I kind of just skipped school and just lied and would come home." Because back then, like, no one, there was none of this family court stuff. Like that didn't exist. As long as you got home before your parents and you deleted the message from your school saying that you were absent, you were good to go. And that's what I'd do every day. I'd get home by 2 o'clock. My mom wouldn't get home until 5:30. Neither would my dad. And I'd delete the message and I'd be on my way until they saw the report card. And then it was an issue. So I stayed back to sixth grade, learned my lesson, got better grades. Going into high school, I met Jen, and she's 2 years younger than me. So I was the older guy in high school. Ended up getting my license freshman year because I was 16 when I was a freshman. And I have an April birthday. So, I turned as soon as April of 2000 came, I was 16. And I had a car before most people, but I also had a job and bills to pay. So I had to pay for the car insurance, I had to pay for the car. And that's the only way my parents let me have a car at 16. And I was responsible. I went to work every day, went to school, busted my ass, did what I had to do. And I got the rewards. Some of the seniors didn't like me, and neither did some of the juniors because I was a freshman, 16, driving to school. But I didn't care. It's their problem, not mine. Met Jen. I used to give her a ride home every day to and from school. I had a girlfriend at the time, so and she had a boyfriend, so um we she moved to Florida. I stayed in Buffalo. We kept in touch over the years, and pretty much about what was it, 3 years ago, she hit me up. I was divorced. She had just got divorced, and we've been together since. So that's pretty much our story. I just thought I'd share it with you guys. And obviously, I know you've all noticed that I had gotten divorced. I'm sure if you guys have been longtime viewers of mine, you notice that there was a person with me living in Buffalo, and now there was not. And I never really kind of brought that up or discussed it with any of you, because I just thought it was like unnecessary information to go through. So I just kind of swept it under the rug and didn't really share it. But I don't know. That was kind of a for me, I guess, a learning situation. That whole marriage and divorce. It was part of your growth as a an adult and as a human being. And I had a tough time for a little bit. Um, and the people that were really there for me, like Strident and Rob from Rob's Rogues and Chapman Films and Olivia and all those people. And I got to thank Rob from Rob's Rogues, especially his wife, for you know giving me advice and stuff like that. They were really cool, just really good people. Same thing with Strident, just awesome dude, gave me great advice and you know helped me through. I mean, and I don't want to get into the specifics as to what happened. There was just stuff that went down that didn't agree with my lifestyle, and that was her lifestyle, and um it was a tough time for me for a little bit, for a couple months. And then after that the couple months, I really saw what was really there and realized what wasn't there, and weighed my options and filed for divorce. And I've been a better person for it and since. So um you know that was what, oh my god, 2018 that all happened. So better person for it, better, definitely better off, and I'm sure she's better off too. It's just it was a two young people marrying each other very quickly, and it was probably a big mistake from both our parts. So um I don't know. It's just what it is. Sometimes you make mistakes in life, you learn from, move on, you grow as a person for it. So that's a good thing. But that's just a little something, to make this, I guess, a little bit more special. Just being a little bit more personable with you guys and kind of chatting about some of the stuff that I have gone through and learned from. And I don't know, maybe if somebody else is going through it, they can hear this too, and it'll help their situation. So, but yeah, just something, a little something special I thought I'd share with you guys that differentiates from some of the other just regular toy hangouts. So he's like, "Oh, they're just talking about toys again," you know. But thanks, S. Myers. I appreciate that, buddy. Yeah, you know what, you're right, and that's an understatement, Woodman. I am a lucky person. I am a lucky person with the people that I have in my life, and sure the stuff I have, I'm very lucky and fortunate to have the stuff that I do and the people in my life that I do. So I'm very pleased to have that. Thanks, Dem Guts. I appreciate it. It's my pleasure to share with you guys. Um, but yeah, man. I mean, I guess I've been just kind of busy with like life in general, and I want to, you know, I even want to do more podcasts with Strident and Dem Guts, and I want to start doing more stuff, more creative stuff. Um, so I think that would be really cool. Well, I'm glad you guys appreciate that. Thank you. I am. Woodman says, never met you in person, but you have a great personality. It sounds like you're much happier now. Yeah, and I am. Yeah, I am much happier now. And I'm not just saying that to like, like you know, for saying it, but I really am a much happier person now. And like I said, I wish her the best, and I hope she's having the best life she could ever have, and all that fun stuff. Um, ODC more collabs with Strident would be very nice. Those off our brains shows are dope. I know. I mean, oh man, I keep trying to, I keep trying to motivate Strident. I'm like, come on, man, do some more reviews and let's get some off our brain stuff. But I know his life's just as busy, if not more busy than me. So he's got he's got so much stuff to do and going on, and it's hard, man. I remember back when I first started this channel, I would just bust out a fucking like 3 videos a day. I would just hammer those shits. But I didn't have, I was like literally single. I had just got, what was it? I just moved into my house like the year prior. Um, I had nothing. I didn't have a girlfriend at the time. I was completely single. This was back in what, 2012? Nothing going on. Literally nothing going on. Um, where I was working 2 jobs. I was working for the city of Buffalo, and I was working at this bar called Cozumel, which no longer exists, but it was a really fun place to work. And like I'd get home from there, I'd bust out a couple reviews, I'd upload them the next day, and I'd play video games, I'd go out drinking, and that's pretty much like, that was like, it's like being sociable, hitting on girls, and that's about it, man. That would consist of my life back then. Collecting toys, talking to girls, paying the mortgage, and working 2 jobs. That's what I was doing. But now, I mean, there's so much way. Oh my god, and the responsibilities I had then are so much less than what I have now. It's like there's so much more to do and think about, and how I'm going to spend my time, and how do I want to spend the time, and you know Yeah, absolutely. I'd be down for that, Woodman. It would be a blast. I agree. Ah, yes, being in your 20s, working food service and manual labor, you never know how easy. I'm telling you, man. We all thought when in our 20s, and excuse me if anybody's in their 20s right now, but you don't know what you got, man. I'm telling you, I'll be 39 in April, and shit, you don't know how good you got it if you're in your 20s. Holy shit. Enjoy it. Um, because the freedoms that you still have are there. Um, Especially even from responsibility, even though, everybody's situation is different, but shit. uh, I will say this, just my best advice to any 20-year-old out there is try to look through life's lens a little bit slower. Try not to fucking hit fast forward too many times, because if you do, you'll blink, your 20s are over, you're in your 30s now, and now it's time to really buckle down and handle your business, because your 20s, you're still growing as a person, you're still learning yourself, and you're still trying to figure out what you're going to do the rest of your life. Most people are still, out of school. Um, because most people usually will go to school right after high school. I would say this: if you not a school person like I was never a school person. I was more street smart, more logical smart, more morals and values smart, more hands on smart. You could show me something once and I'll remember it. Whoa, I'm knocking stuff over. You can show me something once and you'll never have to show me again because I'll remember that shit. But taking a test, mine goes blank. My ADD kicks in. I have really horrible ADD, and oh my good lord. So, yeah, man, enjoy your 20s. I'll just say that, and try to Hit slow-mo while you're in your 20s. Don't speed through that shit. Um, my parents didn't have much to tell me when I was in my 20s, when I was a kid. But when my kids hit that milestone, he'll get all my guidance. Oh yeah, absolutely, and probably ignore it. Exactly. Yeah, they always ignore the advice of parents. It's like a snake eating its own tail. It's like the never ending story. How many more metaphors can I use here? um, it's like I never listened to my parents like that. I was like, oh yeah, whatever, okay, sure, mom. And then it's like, my God, they were right. They're always right. Well, not always right, but they're right about certain things. Deb Gunn says I was 21 yesterday. I'm 42 today. Appreciate your time. You win with that comment, sir. You win. I felt I knew what I was doing when my parents tried to tell me as well. Yeah. Yeah, I feel you. He said I was 21 yesterday. I'm 42 today. um, but yeah, man, it's wild how fast things move, and like my perception of time now is so much different from back when in my 20s. I was like, man, I can't wait till I'm 30 and established and I'm doing all this stuff. I wish I could just fast forward to then. And now I'm like, man, I wish I could fast. I wish I could rewind to my 20s. Shit. um, yeah, that's what I was just saying, Myers. He's saying he's talking about sense of time. Yeah, you're when you hit. I want to say when you hit your almost mid 30s, like your sense of time completely changes, and everything is like almost sped up. Days go by so much faster. Hours go by so much faster. Minutes go by so much faster. Everything is just so accelerated. Exactly, just exactly. It accelerates. Everything goes by so much faster. It's crazy. Like before I know it, I'm gonna be on my damn deathbed. I'm gonna be like, "What happened? I was just 38 a second ago." Your time is based on your son's growth. I know. It's like, stop growing, you son of a bitch. Stop it. You're getting so old, and then I'm getting older because you're getting older. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I'm the same way. You feel like you have no time for anything. It's like, oh man, what time do I have left? Where did all my time go? It's crazy. It's crazy. Think about that stuff. And then what's even crazier is that when I have those days where you're thinking about like you have those days where you're just thinking about like what's gonna happen after you die, and you're like, oh god, that's creepy. And then you start thinking about even more like like more in depth stuff, and you're like, oh guys, this is so weird. Like I shouldn't be thinking about all this stuff now. Now I'm gonna have a hard time going to sleep tonight. Like like because like. Is there just nothingness, or do you go somewhere? Who knows? Like nobody knows anything because you're never told, because nobody is ever around to tell what happens. It's insane when you think about that shit. Ugh. That was yesterday for you? Oh boy. Now I got everybody thinking about that stuff too. I told my wife, good luck selling my stuff on eBay. That's what I tell her. I'm like, I tell her that all the time. I'm like, I'm gonna die first, right? Like, I'm going first, right? And she's like, shut up. And I'm like, no, that's what's gonna happen. And then, hun, look, you get all of this. And she's like, great. I go, well, you'll make a fortune, though. You can go on all the trips you want. Look at all this. You can go on a great trip just by selling first appearance in Deadpool. Who don't want free toys? I know, right? They don't know the value. I know, she sells it. She gets like 100 grand or some shit. I made $100,000 on my husband's toys. I don't know what to do with all of it now. Anybody want my collection when I'm gone? My son doesn't want it. That's hilarious. I know, right? Holy cow. Don't tell my wife to look in the wood shop attic. Oh my god. Like, what? I'm 6'3", 245 pounds, and my wife is a tiny human. She's a tiny human. I have a tiny human too. She's a tiny human. She's like, I'm 6'1", right? And she's like 5'3" or 5'4". So I have a little person too. I have to. She's like, that's why I date you, so you can reach tall shelves. And I'm like, why don't you just get little shelves? Why don't you just get a little hobbit hut? She's like, no, that's why I have you. Why I want a big house. Hello. Just take it away. Shh. Just hush your little mouth. It's okay. All of this will be yours. I've labeled everything for you. All you have to do is put it in the baggie and sell it off. He's like, dude, I have that same convo. I'm there to reach high shelves and move furniture. Yep. You just jump on the counter? Oh, I bet you do. My Irish wife is too ornery to die first. Those Irish girls, man, they're fucking stubborn as shit. Stubborn as shit. I know. Trust me. The Irish girls are funny as shit, but they're stubborn as shit. He says, and Meyer says, my Indian wife is too reasonable to die first. Oh yes, they are. Yeah, those Irish girls, man. I don't know why, man. They they can drink like crazy too, man. They can put that shit down. Stubborn as all hell, and they can put that shit down. That's crazy. This Orko is so weird. He's like a Staction figure. Oh, that got it's got real quick. Yep, it sure did. What was it? I remember I was working at this. I was I was working at this restaurant, the restaurant I alluded to earlier, Cozumel, and I remember I would mess with all the new waitresses, and I would. So you know how in a coffee machine your regular coffee pot, and you've got your top lid where you put the filter, and then you put the coffee grounds. And I don't even drink coffee, so I'm surprised I actually know this much about a coffee maker. But you have the hot water spigot on the side, right? So when whenever we get a new and it would only work on selective ones, so I had to pick specifically, and not trying to say like any of the waitresses that worked for the restaurant at the time were stupid or anything like that. Just a little gullible, maybe not stupid. I'm not saying that, just gullible. And I would always ask, one of the waitresses, but this one specific one, oh boy, she was a real peach. Let me tell you. So I tell her, I'm like, hey, so end of the day, she's like, oh, do you guys need any help with anything? Is there anything else I need to do? And I was like, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. So why don't we go ahead and do this? What I need you to do is I need you to take one of the dish buckets. It's like almost like a 2-gallon bucket. And I need you to take that bucket and I need you to drain all the hot water out of the coffee pot. And she's like, oh, okay. So she goes and grabs the jug and she's filling it up. She's filling it up. She's testing the water, see if it's still working. And oh my God, the whole kitchen staff is just laughing hysterically. She's filling it up, filling it up. The bucket starts getting to the full brim. And she's like, oh God, what am I supposed to do? And she's like, the hot water just won't stop. And I'm like, I'm just sitting there laughing. I was like, well, I'm just playing it off. And she doesn't see me laughing. So I'm just like, just go grab another bucket really quick. Just go. So she fills up another bucket. And then I'm like, well, you're just going to have to keep going until it just stops, right? She's up to 5 buckets. 2-liter buckets. 2-gallon buckets. The big painter's buckets that are white or gray. She's up to 5 of these filled up. And I'm like, yo, the hot water doesn't stop, right? So she's like, I can't believe you made me do. You sat there and watched me do 5 of those. And, oh my God, it was amazing. Oh. So there's another time, same restaurant, and I'm like, this new waitress comes up to me, and I was slammed behind the line. So we're slammed. We got tickets pouring on the ground, like we're just getting pummeled. And I'm at the front of the line. And I was like, really quick, hey, Ashley, I'm just making up a name. Ashley, come here, really quick. I need you to go upstairs, grab me a can of beef for my car, for my horn. Thank you. Just go. And she's like, oh, yeah. And she's so flustered and she's so big. Like, yeah, okay, yeah, whatever you guys need. And she runs upstairs. And the whole kitchen's like, what the fuck did you just tell her to go get? And I was like, don't worry about it. Just wait. You'll see. And so I would do this stuff to make my line happy. Because if you're getting slammed out and you ever worked in a kitchen, it gets hot, you're bumping into each other, you get annoyed. So I would just do this stuff, not to like make anybody angry, but to bring up the morale in the kitchen. So she comes back down after 20 minutes, and I'm like, damn, it's taking her a long time to find that fictitious can. And she comes back downstairs. She's like, so, like, what did you need again? And I was like, so I need a can of beep for my car. The horn's not working. So just go up there, grab it, come down, bring it, because I need it immediately. So I said it so fast and so efficiently. She runs back upstairs into the stock room. And she can't find anything. She's up there for another 20 minutes. And she comes back down. She's like, I don't understand. What are you looking for again? I said I need a can of beep for my horn in my car because it's not working and I need it right now. And she's like, you're such an asshole. I can't believe you just made me spend 40 minutes. I was like, listen, I said it to you. I didn't. You should have caught on to what I was saying. It's not my fault. She's like, I can't believe you. I mean, she was laughing. It was hilarious though. It was so funny. Oh boy. There's another story too, but I did 10 years in the front and back ends of my house in the restaurant, man. Yeah, restaurants are such a unique environment. Like there's obviously like, if you work in a bar restaurant, you know the ins and outs. Like once I worked there for 7 years, so I get it. I would much rather have worked in the back than the front. The front, oof. I worked in both, and the front is eek. Sometimes if you get an asshole customer, like sometimes you got to suck that shit up and just power through it. And a lot of people don't tip, man. A lot of people do not tip, and that shit is rude as hell. I don't care to those of the people that are non-tippers out there. You need to tip your people because I don't understand the people that don't tip. Um, if you don't tip, then you probably haven't worked in the industry at all. But once you've worked in the industry and you understand that struggle, yeah, you need to tip. You need to tip because that person does not get paid an hourly wage that you think they get paid. They get paid like $5 an hour, and then they get tipped on top of that. So tipping is not always based on performance too. So um, and some people will double the tax and that'll be the tip. And I'm like, yeah, that doesn't always work because if you double the tax on like a $300 bill, not saying that everybody's got a $300 bill, but if you have a high bill and you just double the tax, it doesn't work that way. Um, doesn't equal out. So yeah, I guess if you do a good job, but I mean, if someone does a bad job, I still feel like not giving them a tip is a worse shithead thing to do. Unless they're like horrible. I mean, like they don't even fill up your water or check your table or they don't even run your food out. Like I've been to restaurants where it's been really bad and I still have at least tipped the minimum. Um, I don't know. I just certain case scenarios I do feel bad and sometimes it's outside the server. Even if you think your server is bad, she's probably busy with 10 billion other things that she's doing too. um, Unless it's like a dive place and there's nothing going on and the server's just completely ignoring you, then I get it, it's performance based. So but yeah, I don't know, there's this one incident where somebody made one of my waitresses cry and I was like, yeah, put gratuity on that shit. I don't care. I was like, make sure you put gratuity on that and force them to pay for the damn check and tip you because they're not going to tip you if they're going to treat you like shit and make you cry. They a don't respect you and b they're just going to run you ragged the whole time that you're working. So it's put gratuity on there. She's like, "Are you sure we can do that?" I'm like, "I'm telling you, you can do that. Go do it." So especially delivery boy. Yeah. Oh my god, delivery people do not make good money at all. I don't care what people want to want to think in their head. I've worked for Domino's. I've worked for a bunch of different places where it's tip based is how you make your money, and if you don't get tipped, you're screwed. Um, you're really screwed. If you make $50 in a night, that's like nothing, and then you get paid what $10 an hour. Like $10 an hour isn't shit. Like it's not nothing. It's nothing. I was making $10 an hour back in 2002. You know, like making $10 an hour now is nothing. So, Woodman says, ODC, congratulations on the 10-year milestone. Thanks for sharing stories and always being real. I got to head out. 4 a.m. comes early. Yeah, I actually got to go to bed early too because I got to take the dogs to. I got to take two of the dogs. One's got an ear infection. The other one's got kidney disease. But he's we got him medicated and he's good to go. Like he's good. We just got to check on his blood work and stuff like that. But the vet is an hour away, so we usually have to wake up early to beat the traffic. And tomorrow is Friday, so all hell's gonna break loose. So we usually have to wake up at around 5:30, get on the road by 6, get there by 7, and then usually by anywhere from 9 to 12, there's no traffic, and then after 12, it gets start getting progressively worse throughout the day. So I got to wake up early tomorrow too, so I feel you on that one. But thanks for joining me, Woodman. I appreciate you, brother, and thanks for modding. Also, thank you to Terry for also modding. Thank you to all the mods. Um, yeah, ear infection is not fun. That's my Dusty. That's Dusty, the Great Pyrenees. He's not had a little bit of an ear infection. So we're gonna get him all fixed up, all right, in the morning. Um, but yeah, tomorrow's gonna be a little crazy because we gotta get my girlfriend's youngest son up for school probably even earlier than normal because we got to be on the road by 6 o'clock. So, or at least 6:30. So, Holland Bricks, what's going on, buddy? How you doing? Hello, hello. In Manhattan, oh boy, yeah, yeah. Especially in Manhattan, man. So many people need to make money off tips. Like it's shit. Cabbies and you're doing good. That's good, man. I'm glad to hear you're doing all right. But I don't know. I think I might end it here. Going on about almost 200 minutes here. So I think I will end it here. I just want to say thank you to everybody for tuning in, hanging out with me. If you're watching this on playback, thank you for watching and hanging out. And hope you guys had fun with this video. I know it's pretty much just me kind of showing some figures off and then just kind of babbling for about an hour. But I don't know. I just wanted to talk to you guys and shoot the shit as I always like to do. I'm gonna try and work on some more reviews this week and finish up on some of the ones I've already shot. So don't worry, I didn't forget about the Conan review. It's still coming up, but just kind of been put on the back burner recently. So other than that, that's pretty much it for me. Thank you so much to everybody. I just want to say thank you to everybody. And hope you guys have a great night. Have a great weekend as well. I'll try and get a video up this weekend. And I would like to try and hit up, I don't know, I'm trying to hit up Strident, see if we can do like a something. Same thing, Jossie. We got to try and get up this weekend, bro. So hit me up. And if, yeah, so that's pretty much it. But anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for hanging out with me. It's been a great 10 years so far, and hopefully we'll do another 10 years. So, but thanks for hanging out. You guys are awesome. And I'll see you guys on the flip side.